Bello with hopes of a national title alive. One will punch a ticket to Salem. One will look back in heartbreak on today forever. Washington and Lee, a longtime pinnacle of success in D3 soccer, enters today looking for a second trip to the Final Four in 3 years. Colorado College, the pinnacle Cinderella story, looks for their first trip back to the Final Four in 31 years. Here on JumboCast, live from Bello Field, find out who moves on and who goes home, only on JumboCast. And good afternoon and welcome to Bello Field on the campus of Tufts University. I'm Riley Little, alongside me, Max Antini and Felix Bhattacharya. It's a pleasure to have you guys with me for this Elite 8 game, and what a game is looking to be here as we take a look at the bracket here to see the two teams we're facing off today, the Washington and Lee Generals and the Tigers of Colorado College. Max, obviously, these teams have had to fight to get here.
Yeah, it's been a long journey for both teams. Washington and Lee had to go through a very tough side yesterday, and it turned out in their favor, a 1-0 victory in the end. And for Colorado College, they had to go the distance against Ohio Northern. Not the first time they've done that, as they had to go to PKs against Emory earlier in the round of 32. So it's been a long journey for both sides, and all culminates here at Medford in the Elite 8 for a spot in the Final Four.
Yeah, speaking of the Elite 8, we're going to take a look here around the D3 scoreboard. Obviously, one team clinched their spot in the Final Four last night. That was St. Olaf, knocking off the reigning champs, much to your surprise, Max. UChicago went down. Two other teams will find spots along with the winner of this game here today, including at least one NESCAC team, as there is an all-NESCAC matchup in Amherst going on at 1. And then on the other side of the bracket, it'll be at Mary Washington, Connecticut College against the University of Washington, St. Louis.
Yeah, so it's very impressive. I mean, NESCAC soccer is no one new to some NCAA postseason, but obviously Tufts not included in that, but 3 NESCAC teams is very impressive, and for St. Olaf, as you mentioned, very impressive to knock off the reigning champ. So we'll have a new champion this year, and it could even be a first-time champion, as Washington and Lee and Colorado College have never won in their history.
Yeah, we're going to take a look here at how these two teams got to this point here, and we'll take a look back at yesterday, show you some highlights from the games, including how these teams got the goals that sent them to the Elite 8.
Yeah, I mean, taking a look at that Washington and Lee team, I mean, they had a constant back and forth with the Jumbos. A tough game. I mean, we know how strong that Jumbos defense can be. They finally just found the open gap, got that boot in, and sometimes in these end game matchups, it's a simple strike of luck that can get you through to the next round.
Yeah, and it was a strike of luck there from Adler. Did well to dribble, to really carry his momentum, keep the run going, as he did find the back of the net. Off a deflection, must be said, but they all count all the same.
Yeah, and on the other side, Colorado College, it took them till overtime, but Felix, when they scored, it was a beauty.
I mean, what a beauty of a goal there by Teddy Libby in the 97th minute.
Here's Ward, gets the touch, gets the shot, gets the goal. Colorado College take the lead in extra time. 4 minutes left.
Hit the back of the net, and that's why they're here in the Elite 8, and they're going to have an intense matchup today with these Generals.
Yeah, we're going to take a look here at each team's path to the Elite 8. For Washington and Lee, it's been a little bit easier than it was for the Tigers, as they were able to get an easier win, a 2-0 win against Western Connecticut State, before knocking off a team a lot of people had projected to go very far in SUNY Oneonta, before a 1-0 win in which they were the dominant team yesterday against Tufts. And on the other side, Colorado College, they've had to fight all the way. A bunch of 1-goal and penalty kick wins. A 3-2 win over Oglethorpe in the first round, where they get all 3 goals in the second half. They went to penalties in a great game against Emory. Were able to win 5-3 on PKs. And then yesterday, here on Bello against Ohio Northern, they were able to get the 1-0 win in overtime. All right, Max, two great teams. Both have shown they have what it takes to make the Final Four. What does each team need to do to get themselves a trip to Salem?
Yeah, so starting with the Generals, obviously, so much can be said about Waymi Agbe, the star man for this General side. 13 goals on the season, and was previously on a streak of 5 goals in 5 consecutive NCAA appearances, which a streak that did end yesterday. But he is their go-to guy. He's got so much pace on the wings, can play really anywhere up top, and so he's obviously a big threat for the Generals. And they also, very impressive side with a bit of experience, notably more experience than Colorado College. And I think what they have to do then, since they haven't had a game that has gone to overtime, just out-hustle your opponent, take advantage of those tired legs, and really make it tough for them. Make it tough for them.
And on the other side, Felix, for Colorado College?
Well, Colorado College, you know, they have this high altitude advantage. Colorado, it's a cold place, and we standing here know how cold Bellow Field can get in these places and at this time of year. I mean, Massachusetts isn't a warm place at all. Colorado College could be able to take advantage of that cold. You know, their stamina's built up. It's going to continue throughout the game. And if it goes into overtimes, if it goes into PK, it absolutely could feed into their benefit. Now, Colorado College absolutely can go the distance both on the field and off the field. They've been traveling throughout the year, which really makes a strong unit and a strong team. And sometimes when it boils down to those last few minutes, you just want to trust your partner. You want to trust whoever's standing by you and make sure that they have your back, that they're going to pass you the ball when you know you need that ball in your hands. And that's where that teamwork is really critical. And they're on a hot streak. I mean, it's the Cinderella story of the D3 Men's Soccer Championship right now. And they can take it all the way, and everyone likes a good Cinderella story.
Yeah, the end of the season on a 10-game win streak, which is very impressive, and 3 of those wins did come against ranked opponents, so this team definitely informed. They did lose their SCAC championship in the tournament, but this is a team definitely looking to extend their streak.
Yeah, it's the quintessential matchup. You got the perennial powerhouse and the Cinderella story. We're going to send it upstairs for the anthem and the starting lineups. When we'll be back, it's game time.
It is now. Thank you.
One of these teams is punching their ticket to Salem. All right, Felix Max, it's prediction time. It's got to put your money where your mouth is. Felix, you go first.
Well, I'm taking the Generals here. I think one of the most important moments in these deep games, these late games, Elite Eight, Final Four, is experience. The Washington and Lee Generals 2019 made it all the way to the Final Four. You know, Colorado College hasn't been here in a while. The last time they made it to the Final Four, the last time they made it out of the Sweet 16 was 1992. Experience is critical. I'm going with the Generals today.
And I think I might counter that. I think that's even more motivation for the Tigers. And as they are nationally ranked, they are the ranked team. They are on paper favorites, I guess, but I think definitely might be a bit of an underdog. I'm taking the Tigers. I think they want to make it. They want to make it back to the promised land, first time in 30 years. So I'm going, I think 1-0 Colorado.
I'm not a betting man, which is why I'm going to hedge my bet here. I can't tell you who's going to win, but what I will predict is that this one will not be done after 90 minutes. This one will go at least 110, and if I had to guess, this one will be decided from the penalty spot.
And in that case, I guess you would favor Colorado, having had a penalty shootout already.
Yeah, in
they
that
know
case,
what it
yes.
takes. But I guess penalties can go either way, so it is really a toss-up.
Well, not only that, I mean, Colorado College hasn't missed a penalty on the year. Washington Lee 4 for 7 on the year from the penalty spot.
Regardless of the outcome, boys, I know this is going to be a good one.
It's going to be a great one, and just what a privilege it is here to be on the sidelines here at Bello.
Yeah, quite a nice turnout, I'd say, for the Colorado fans, traveling all the way. One of the longest journeys out of all D3 schools. Occidental from California had to travel to Amherst yesterday, which they unfortunately did lose to Amherst in the Sweet 16. But, yeah, it's been a long journey for Colorado, and I don't think they want their journey to end here today.
I mean, it's a chilly day out here in Medford, and we talk about a chilly day. Colorado College was actually out here 60 minutes before the game. Washington and Lee waited for about 15, 20 minutes, still waited in the locker room. I don't know if weather is a factor there. You know, Riley, we were talking about this earlier on. I think warming up is very important, and I think Colorado College did the right thing to get out here early.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting debate. We had a very spirited one. I offered that there is benefits and hindsights to coming out too early. Obviously, you got yourself fully warm. Definitely, you think Colorado College is likely going to be the more warm team at the start of this game. The question is, did they come out too early? Will we see the problems with cramping we've seen consistently at the ends of games for the last 2 weekends now with Colorado College in the last 10, 15 minutes of the game as they're currently doing yoga stretches on the field?
I mean, especially in these important matchups, stamina is the most important part. You know, you can't get too worn up early. And, I mean, as physical as this game is, it's mental as well. You don't want to get into your head, and an early goal or early momentum can really make you too confident, which could also lead to choking.
Yeah, and you had 6 players of the Colorado College side yesterday play all 110 minutes. We know that golden goal is no longer in play in any level of NCAA soccer.
I bet they wish it was after that 97th minute one.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting point because it does end games early, but also means you have to see it out nowadays, and obviously that is the case in professional levels as well. But I think having no golden goal makes it all to play for, even if you go a goal down. So we could see that later today.
Washington Lee in the white, just like yesterday. Colorado College had to change colors. They are in their home black and gold. Kicking off here, going left to right. And shockingly, it is seemingly quieted down the wind here on Bello.
Yeah, it never really does seem to calm down. I'm sure the players definitely feel it, but we're about ready to kick off.
And everyone's a little too amped to go.
No fake out there.
And try and push it long. PJ Ryan out to head that one. And immediately, that one's through. Good touch there. Around one, tripped up, and a free kick in a dangerous spot about 10 seconds into the game.
I mean, what an early start from the Tigers there, pushing out with their momentum. They were ready to go from that start.
Yeah, that's a clear foul there. I mean, right on the edge of the 18. Very dangerous position where we could be in for an early attack or maybe even a goal. We'll see who stands over this one, but for Washington Lee, maybe fell a bit asleep there.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Jack Hilliard looked like he definitely had his coffee this morning, as that 50-50 ball was not a 50-50 ball. He was on it like no one else.
And I mean, I was just saying it earlier. I mean, as important as it is to get an early start, sometimes in these important games, you do want to slow down, keep it a little calmer at the beginning. Want to make sure none of your important players get injured.
Set play, dummy shot, and caught comfortably in the end there by Joseph.
Interesting setup there. That kind of had a screenplay there, so the wall couldn't see what was happening, and a quick shot taken by Alexander Ward, but easy enough save in the end for Joseph.
Yeah, we saw that yesterday from Washington and Lee, a little bit with the set plays off the free kick.
Yeah, they definitely seem to have some plan for any situation, so we'll see how that turns out.
Egbe came in hard there on Jasper Broad.
Yeah, interesting for Egbe. Egbe did mention in the pregame, was on a streak of 5 consecutive goals in NCAA matches, which is quite the stat for him, but even though that streak ended yesterday, still on 13 on the season, and definitely one of the hottest in form, I'd say, maybe in this side of the bracket.
Well, even though that streak ended yesterday, what an important role he played in that matchup. I mean, he was always aggressive, and you could always see around 3-4 tough defenders covering him at any given moment. You know, it's clear to see that the teams have prepped for this matchup and know how dangerous of a player he is.
Yeah, it's probably fair to say he's probably the most talented 9 left in the tournament.
Even now, you can see about three Tigers defenders always covering him at any moment.
Yeah, always tracking, for sure.
Nice touch there by Adler, but dealt with by the Tigers defense. Bavier with a nice chest down. And both these teams just fighting for possession, no one really stating it early on.
Yeah, still early doors. I think early goals are hard to come by in this one. That free kick could have broken that streak, but yeah, as we mentioned, Colorado College do know how to go the distance. Had a goal in the first 20 minutes against Emory before conceding an equalizer to them, but I think they're no stranger to seeing games out, taking their time with it.
Yeah, that's a fair assessment. Lewick with a nice cut inside, gave it away though. McCarty comes away with it. He gets pushed down, and now a dangerous free kick the other way.
Yeah, this could be interesting as well. I mean, we'll see who stands over it again, but
as we have that on the replay, you can take a look there at the foul.
Seems to go to ground there. Now, pretty similar position, around 20, 22 yards out.
Yeah, yesterday we saw a lot of them taken by Adler and McCarty, so I'd imagine those two probably the ones most likely to take this kick. Though it looks like Lewick is also taking a look at it with his left, as they're going to run this little screenplay they ran yesterday. McCarty to take underneath the wall, blocked.
Yeah, I mean, I think he was hoping the wall would jump there, but did not turn out for him.
Bouncing around and just sent long there by the Tigers.
It's interesting you tried to expect the wall to jump there when Colorado College ran exactly the same play about 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, McCarty did score in their round of 32 matchup against Sunyani Anta, so he's second top scorer for the Generals. Obviously, Egbe on top, but yeah, definitely some attacking output for both sides, especially in the postseason.
Great through ball there to find Ward. But a little bit of a high press here by the Generals, and they get a turnover. Egbe with it around one. Has a hit, blocked there coming across.
I mean, those are the moments where the defense is so critical. You saw 3 men on him at any point.
And he was very shifty there. I think using his speed and trying to shifting his weight to his advantage, as the defenders did manage to get a block off in time, but easy giveaway for Egbe. Could have been bad.
Nice turn there On the loose touch by Meyerhoff. And then sent long down the channel looking for a run. And it's going to drift out of play. Ramirez couldn't get on the end of it. And I mean, both these teams, you want to talk about, Felix, very decorated in terms of individual accolades. I mean, Grant McCarty probably the best example other than Egbe.
Yeah, this Generals team does have 7 all-conference members, including 4 on the first team. You mentioned McCarty, we've mentioned Egbe, but also PJ Ryan and Will Joseph, the captain, defender, and senior keeper respectively, or sophomore keeper, excuse me, respectively. So this is a team definitely stacked with individual talent, but I think a team award, a team trophy at the end of it is probably more meaningful.
Alex Ward tries to cut through 2. Generals get it away, but not completely out. And it'll pop free here to Karjian. Through 2, still with it, Karjian. Ran through a teammate, and the Generals will try and clear it. Unsuccessfully. Ball stood up towards the back post. Ends up being a shot that's caught comfortably by Joseph.
Yeah, what a great shot there.
Yeah, it was, I guess, not too threatening on Joseph, but good find inside as the Generals look to respond.
Good switch of the field to Lewick. A nice chop inside. Egbe drops between the lines to pick it up. As the wind just starts howling out here on Bello. Another giveaway there from the Generals. Nothing there, though, for Bavier to take advantage of.
Yeah, Cambridge Mass local. Sort of a homecoming for him. I'm sure he's happy to be back near his hometown. Medford only a good 20 minutes away from Cambridge.
Big crowd out here for Colorado College, I'm sure. Good part of that is his family as well.
Yeah, good to see. I think a lot of the time these journeys, all these long home and away trips can definitely take a toll. So it's nice to, I think, for him, probably for his family, to be here in Medford.
Well, in these neutral field games, just 5 or 6 more fans can make a huge difference to how the atmosphere changes for one or the other side.
Yeah, we saw again Tufts against Washington Lee yesterday. Quite the turnout for both sides, and you'd think Tufts would use that to their advantage, but did not turn out for them. And
well, you say that, Max, but let's be honest. There were more Washington Lee fans than Jumbo's fans.
Yeah, it seems to be the case. I think these traveling fans definitely know how to support their side, especially for Colorado College, given that most of their games are a long trip away.
That one given away by the Generals, and it'll be repossessed from the back by the Tigers. Burr under hit. Adler cuts that one out into the feet of Egbe. And that's going to be a foul.
Yeah, clear foul there, being pushed down. A dangerous man to foul for sure if you want to get him in that free kick position.
Yeah, no, it definitely seems to cut back there on the turn, but that was Tucker Burr there.
It's his second foul today for Tucker Burr.
Yeah, and good win again by Egbe. I think that's what he does so well, hold up play, as well as, you know, attacking the defense, making things difficult for them, as he seems to be shaking that foul off, but we'll probably see more of the same set play between around 5 Generals here.
I mean, Felix, you got to wonder, what are they trying to do here? Because there's no way they can think that there's a genuine attempt of a shot under the wall from this distance.
Well, I mean, they're trying to spread out, as you just saw in that instance, find the open man, really make it confusing for the defense. You know, the defense doesn't know who to cover in that given moment. They're just looking back and forth. You pass the ball to someone, they can get the punt back into the net.
Yeah, they did find Adler there on the short play and did win a corner off of it, so it does seem to work as they have another set piece to work with.
Asatula here with Adler short, and Colorado College going to send 2 out to prevent the short play. Towards the back post, over hit, flicked on, and it'll pop free to the far side to Perez. Seen out there for a throw. And it looks like PJ Ryan's going to come all the way over for a possible long throw. And he's going to do what the Rochester guys did last weekend and open that gate.
Yeah, the long throw does seem to be to their advantage. Someone's tossed it.
Whipped in. Out to the top of the box. Back in. Deflected. Agbeebe got a header to it. Over. He was offsides anyway.
Yeah, good little play there. Seemed to be a bit of confusion off the deflection, but I think Agbeebe did stray offsides. But Yeah, these long throw-ins are quite a staple of D3. We see that quite often from Tufts, from other sides, as we see that replay of that opportunity just now. But good effort there, a good play. I mean, the Generals definitely been starting to pin the Tigers a bit more now.
This is the opposite of what we saw yesterday, where the Generals were on the back foot the first 10-15 minutes. Today, they are on the front foot. Ramirez gets it taken off of him by P.J. Ryan. And now the Colorado coach going to have a discussion with the assistant referee, I'm guessing, about that very gate issue.
Yeah, it's interesting. It does seem to be off the field of play. I'm not sure what the rules are surrounding that, but did seem to fly against Rochester, so I assume we'll see more of the same.
Bavier couldn't come up with it cleanly. A little bit of a loose touch there, and now on the press hard here is Jack Hilliard. Bavier tries to get to the 50-50, trips up Lewick. That's going to be a free kick.
Yeah, Lewick also had some all-conference awards, as he did receive third-team honors in the ODAC, so impressive stuff for him. So yeah, this team definitely stacked, top of their conferences, but neither side winning their conference tournament.
I mean, you talk about experience. Experience is also critical on the coaching side. Both coaches actually Ivy League alums, funnily enough, both played D1 soccer, and that experience can also be critical in these final moments.
What a ball there by Meyerhoff.
Good press there, but yeah, it's a good point. I think both sides know how to drill their students. I think being at those Ivy League schools.
It's that Ivy League mentality, right?
It's no joke. So
there's two coaching pipelines. It's Middlebury and it's the Ivy League.
Yeah, and it seems to all end up here at D3.
Touchdown there by Webster. A hit here from Hilliard, but nowhere near the net.
A good effort there. I think Colorado just trying to get something off, even if it may sail wide. You definitely want to start racking up the stat sheet somewhat and prove you're still fighting. And it's been a pretty even contest so far. We saw two good free kicks on either side, pretty early doors, but still more to come.
Well, one thing you kind of have to know Bello to know is that this is Colorado College's have to attack because they have the sun advantage, which will be very much against them in the second half.
Yeah, so it's important just to take advantage of what you have and make it difficult for your opponent in the next half.
Burr sends that one skyward. McCarty gets ahead to it. Cut out there by Meyerhoff.
Great tackle there.
Hall just fighting in the midfield. Can't come away with it. Meyerhoff caught out of position. Generals can go. Adler between the lines to Perez.
Got one wide.
And he finds him. Cut in byline here is Toke. Forced back. Will Lewick now going to cut in. That's a loose touch. It comes free, though. Agbe trying to turn. Not going to get around Burr, and it's going to be a foul on Agbe.
I mean, the Generals are really playing very wide here. While you do have Agbe right in the center, in the middle, they're passing back and forth from right to left, just trying to find that open gap and getting it to him in the middle where he can get that open opportunity and shoot the goal.
Yeah, it was a good effort there from 2K, trying to find Agbe inside, but again, yeah, loose touch did kind of kill that momentum.
Karshin here with acres of space.
Still
He's going to turn and go. And he'll swing it wide here to Alex Ward on his left foot. Stands it up, looking for the back post, cut out. That'll be controlled by Bavier, who lets it run out for a throw.
Yeah, I think it's a chance to reset, get your numbers up, as we see, yeah, kind of the back four content was sitting back, but yeah, I can't really run much set plays here, but taken quickly.
A lot of contact. Ball still fought for in the box. Ward on it. Shot. Save by Joseph.
And that's been the best opportunity there in the game. Great effort by Joseph there to just stop. Pretty easy save from him, but any push to get a little bit more momentum is important here.
And here come the Generals. Ryan through the lines looking for Adler, but Adler had cut inside.
Yeah, it was a nice run there from Adler getting away from his man. And we saw that run against Tufts. Despite the scrappy goal, he did create that himself. That was really well done by him, and we're seeing more of that dribbling talent here today. There's a little bit of a pull there from Webster.
And once again, quick to that ball there is Jack Hilliard. Ramirez going to try and play it down the line and does beautifully. Ryan over to contend. Hilliard drops the shoulder, gets to the byline. Whipped across, into the box, touchdown. Trying to get a shot off. Still bouncing in the box. And eventually Will Lewick will just boot it away.
Retained Colorado possession though.
Karjan now going to make a run down the other side. Fighting there against Furman. And a goal kick.
Yeah, really good one-on-one defending from Furman, not jumping to any move of the Tigers attackers. And yeah, just going back to that one play there. It seemed to be very, very hectic in the middle. A lot of bodies, a lot of shot attempts, but nothing in the end. But yeah, as you said, good defensive work by Furman, shielding that one out. This will be a goal kick for the Generals.
All right, Max, 15 minutes in, we've seen kind of each team's first shots at each other. And I guess, Felix, you too. Your thoughts kind of on what each team can do to kind of change the way this one's being played? Because right now, they're both getting looks, but they're also getting caught out on the counter consistently.
Yeah, I think you just have to be a bit more smart in the midfield in what you're playing, as that's a lovely move by Webster, but a foul called. Yeah, no, I think battle of the midfield is so crucial. We see Meyerhoff doing a lot of defensive work as he tracks back there against Adler.
Loose touch by Meyerhoff, but he comes away with it nonetheless.
Yeah, winning in the midfield for me.
I think for the Generals, it's really finding those open players. I mean, we have a lot of defenders covering Agbe in this moment, which of course, I mean, he is their top scorer. He's the guy that needs to be covered. But that just leaves players open and free. Take advantage of all your other players, and I think it's time for some of these younger players to step up, just try and shoot a goal.
Nicely played there from Connor Webster. And now under pressure there was Brands. Or excuse me, Jasper Broad. And here's Karjan. And once again, he has space and runners. Around one.
And he's got moves.
Still going. Wide into space here. On to his right. Hilliard. Cuts back to his left. Going to stand this one up. And that'll go out for a corner.
Well done there by connection between Karjan and Hilliard. Seem to really be working now. Maybe they can take advantage of that. Surprise. Karjan did not get close sooner, but he'll take that space. He'll work with it. I think they would have wanted a shot off, a more cleaner shot, but corner is the next best thing.
I mean, Hilliard, who's taking the corner now, only a freshman. This Colorado College team has a lot of depth and a lot of young talent. I mean, they'll be a force to reckon with for the coming years as well.
In-swinger towards the back post.
Swatted away.
And a necessary intervention there by Joseph, as that was about to find the head there of Curtis Hale.
Yeah, and as you're saying, yeah, there's only one senior in the starting 11 for this Tigers side.
3 seniors on their entire squad.
Yeah, which is quite impressive. That even more reason why they're a Cinderella story, kind of using the youth, using the underclassmen, as we see the senior, aforementioned senior, trying to dribble away and wins a corner.
Yeah, now a little bit of sustained pressure we're starting to see here from the Tigers.
Yeah, these set pieces are so crucial. I feel like sometimes it's easy, or it's difficult to really find something in open play in the early stages when everyone's fresh, everyone's alert. But these set pieces, all it takes is a good cross and finding its man.
In-swinger towards the back post, stood up, caught by Joseph.
Yeah, that is the first team all-conference. Will Joseph doing a good job of commanding his box. Wasn't a very threatening cross, but was alert to it.
I mean, talk about young talent, only a sophomore, already starting here in the Elite Eight.
Yeah, that's impressive as well. These are the defining moments of your college career, you'd say. So good to see him out there, as well as plenty of other first years and sophomores. It's quite the privilege to be out here, especially this deep in the tournament.
A little bit of a loose touch there by Hale, who's being hounded by Agbe. And then sent long. I'll give Jasper Broad his first touch in a long while. And he's going to look to send it right back from where it came. Little flick on. Hilliard was not on the same page. And now we're just playing kickball. But it comes free here to Alex Ward. And offsides. It's a good call there. Ward was not expecting the ball, had drifted astray. you got to say, very much a lot more active whistle than we saw in either of the games yesterday. As 7 fouls already today. I believe that's more than were in either of the 2 games yesterday.
Well, 7 fouls already, but it also goes to show how aggressive both teams have been so far this game and how much they've shown that they want it. It's a way faster paced game than either of the games yesterday with way more physicality, which is critical in these moments.
Yeah, you could almost say, as you kind of elaborated on, Felix, they're playing as if this is overtime, 10 minutes into the game. Looks like it'll be taken on the far side there by Karshin. Once again, fought for in the midfield. And a nice turn there by Kabe, but he can't get away. And we had the privilege of talking with both coaches yesterday post-game, and Mike Singleton mentioned in his post-game presser how important midfield control was right now. And you've got to say, it's very unclear who is winning the midfield right now, and I think, I'm curious to hear your thoughts, Felix, but you got to figure that whichever team can control the midfield is probably going to be the team that ends up winning this game.
Absolutely. I mean, in these important games, midfield's the most important role. I mean, of course, you have those key scorers, Agbe, up on top, but it's important to get the ball to those players in the first place, especially when you have 2 aggressive teams. Winning the ball is the most important part.
And they won the ball here, now have room to work with.
Nicely played here into Ward. Has runners ahead of him. Still driving. Ward lays it off. Hilliard tried to get it to his left, couldn't. Ward stuck his studs in there, got ball.
Yeah, Hilliard maybe held on to that one a bit too much. Couldn't act quickly, but well done by Ward. We've seen quite a few good runs there from Karjan and now Ward, so they'll definitely be happy with that, threatening in the 18 of the Generals, so they have a lot to work with. Nice passing play here as well.
Yeah, great little
One
touch movement. And a good intervention there by Mateo Adler. Which way is it going? It's a Tigers throw. Grant McCarty not happy with that.
Yeah, tough deflection there. Ref just trying to calm his players down. Seen quite a few yellow cards in, I mean, D3 soccer is no stranger to yellow cards, of course, but definitely don't want to see this one get out of hand.
Well, especially this early on, you don't want to see a red drawn.
No, absolutely not. Would definitely change the dynamic of the game, and we're here for 11-11.
Nice 1-2. Carson trying to get on the end of it. Furman over, but he can't get it all the way out. Bavier. Stood up towards the back post, looking for the run of Ward, but overhit. And the Washington Lee bench starting to get a little more vocal here. So they can sense Colorado College starting to gain a little more presence in this game.
Yeah, I definitely want to support your team throughout. Even if you're not on the pitch, your role off the pitch is quite as big as well. So letting your guys know that you're there. I think communication is definitely essential.
DePaula stands that up wide, looking for a run. Couldn't find Parrish cleanly. Lot of contact. No whistle.
Fair 50-50 for me.
I think so. Both sets of fans not agreeing, but, you know, if both sets are upset and the ref doesn't blow the whistle, usually a good sign that's the right call.
Yeah, it's a battle of the midfield, as we were saying. Like, you need to, you know, play fair, compete for it, but I think that was the right call. As first subs of the game starting to check in. That's Park Bruner coming in for Alec Perez. So Coach Singleton of the Generals looking to his bench for something new maybe.
Yeah, Bruner, a senior here who played a lot in that 2021-2022 season. I mean, it's always important to get experience in the game, which is critical for leadership, but also you just want to show that your older players are also still important and real leaders on the team.
Lewick looking for someone to help him out. There's a bit of a high press here from the Tigers. Forces to switch all the way wide to Hall. Tried to chip it up for Adler, cut out there by Burr. Nice touch there from Webster.
Long ball there from Burr. I think that's the right option there. You saw the option starting to close in. Just get that one up. Need to reset.
Wall has a little bit of space in front of him. Egbe was his first touch in about 10 minutes, tracking all the way back in his own half to get a touch.
But that's good hold-up play there, even though can't produce that into an attacking chance. I think most important is possession, especially if you're trying to create something. But we did see from the Tigers in that overtime goal yesterday, all it took was one long ball onto the run of Libby, who did come off the bench.
In, can't see who it is.
That's Buster Kuig. Also quite.
Yeah, and it's kind of impressive and shows just to the depth of this Generals team that you have an all ODAC player in Buster Kuig on your bench.
8 assists on the season as well, so that's definitely talent there. So maybe we'll see more of those long searching balls here in the as we head into under 20 minutes in the first half.
Ryan with a long diagonal looking for Adler. Heads it back inside. Hall got to it, Meg the defender, and Burr with a nice intervention.
Nice little over the top from PJ Ryan. Just making sure that one's dealt with safely.
Yeah, I mean, we talked in the pregame about how Washington Lee lost in their conference tournament, and Coach Appleton had mentioned in his postgame presser yesterday, Singleton, excuse me, how important it was to get PJ Ryan back. They did not have him in that conference tournament, and just such a big influence to get him back yesterday against the Jumbos. Meyerhoff with a loose touch. Bobby tries to flick it on. Ramirez fighting for it. Furman sends it sky high where it hits the bellow wind. Looked as if it might have been coming back from an offside position. It comes to Ramirez anyway. That one's given away to Hall. Nicely played in the midfield. And now here's Park Bruner. Stood up looking for Kuhig, cut out there by the Tigers. Adler tried to do a Maradona, lost the ball. Ramirez going the other way. Great cut out there by PJ Ryan, who's been everywhere in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, Ramirez caught a bit late there as well. Definitely felt that, but he's back in it and can carry.
Charlie Wagner drops it back. And now Hale will look to possess. Tried to hit a long diagonal, but just overhit.
Yeah, with the wind sailing this way, can definitely carry as we have a man down on the Generals.
And that is not a sight you want to see, as that is PJ Ryan down.
This clock will be stopped. Sub does come in for the Generals as well. Tulloch in for Mateo Adler.
Yeah, Tulloch just a first year. Played for Blau-Weiß Gotche on the MLS Next circuit. I mean, it's good to see these young players here, also with incredible experience outside of the college world. I mean, we've seen a lot of MLS Next players here in the D3 world, and it's definitely helped them out with that experience coaching-wise. He certainly can have an impact. He's already had 2 assists this year.
Yeah, I think especially during the summers, during the off-season, it's good to be still involved, and MLS Next, obviously a great way of doing that, because at that competitive level, comparable to D3 even, I think a lot of young players looking to make it to the next level. So, yeah, as you mentioned, good experience in the past, and as a first year, has a lot more years ahead of him.
Yeah, I mean, just looking down these rosters, both these teams, the recruiting jobs they've done. I mean, Colorado College came out here, Cambridge, to go recruit Alex Meyerhoff, or excuse me, Will Bavier. And then on the other side, you got Washington Lee going all the way to England to go grab Mateo Adler.
Shows how competitive D3 soccer is becoming.
That one hit wide there from Hilliard.
And it's interesting, the majority of D3 schools kind of do side to the East Coast, as a lot of the Sweet 16 teams hosted on the East Coast. Colorado College having to travel a lot, as we mentioned, but it's good to see, you know, players from all different backgrounds, all different walks of life coming together on the pitch.
Yeah, and into the game for the first time today, the goal scorer for Colorado College from yesterday, Teddy Libby.
Yeah, he'll be definitely feeling that. First on the season as well. It was a great run, a great find from the Tigers.
Okay, Max, you talked about it, but you left out the best part, which was that touch.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was brilliant. I think everyone could see that it was brilliantly done. So definitely watch out for him. As we also have a sub for the Generals ready to come in. That's Lucas Pleasance.
I mean, Libby had his Mario Gutsa moment yesterday where you're scoring in the 97th minute to change the game entirely and take your team to the Elite Eight.
Yeah, overtime goals definitely seem to have a bit more meaning to them, even if they count the same. But yeah, really well done by Libby, and I'm sure they were delighted as they took down Ohio Northern, the same team that took out the previously undefeated Messiah University. So that was quite impressive for them, and it really changed the dynamic of this side of the bracket.
Yeah, I mean, there's the amount of upsets we've seen in this tournament has just been insane. I mean, we saw Messiah go down in the second round, Chicago knocked off UCalvin, and then Chicago proceeded to get knocked off by St. Olaf.
Yeah, Mary Washington, number 2 seed, or number 2
overall number
ranked.
2 team in the country.
Yeah, they also fell in the Sweet 16 to Washington College, so it's
correct me if I'm wrong, Max, but didn't Montclair State, who was number 3, also fall?
They fell to Conn College yesterday on PKs, so very exciting for them. Montclair State with one of the top scorer in the country as well. Amir Lukovic with over 30 goals this season. Quite the stat, but did not work in the end. But yeah, all sorts of competition. You never know what can happen in the postseason.
They tried to press but couldn't control it. Curtis Hale will take the throw. And, I mean, you mentioned it, Felix, and I think it's a really good indicator of what we've seen today. The game started off super frantic, and it is really in the last sort of 10 minutes since these subs have started coming in, calmed down.
I think that's important. You don't want to wear yourself out too early. I mean, it's important to have a strong start at the front, at the start of the game. But it's good to take a little break as well.
Yeah, a little update on the other Elite 8 matches. Amherst has taken the lead over Middlebury, so do stand at 1-0. Goal from, let's just check who that is. And then on the other side, Washington College with also a 1-0 lead over Conn College, so definitely exciting times here. No goals here on Bello, but yeah, that Amherst goal from Ben Clark Eden, they're definitely one to watch. Definitely a favorite to go all the way, as the winner of that match would play the winner of this match.
I mean, the NESCAC champions, always a force to reckon with. Amherst has been so strong all year. I wouldn't be surprised if they go all the way.
Yeah, I mean, looking at we talk about the NESCAC so much here, but it's just worth pointing out the 5th consecutive year the NESCAC has sent 4 teams to the Sweet 16. Just an unfathomable stat.
Yeah, and obviously Tufts with 4 national titles. Amherst also winning in 2015. So
Conn College won 2 years ago.
Conn College,
as Washington Elite knows very well.
Yeah, they did fall to them in 2021, but last year also featured a NESCAC team in the final. U Chicago, though, coming out on top against Williams College. So neither team now able to be back in the final. So it will be very interesting to see how the rest of this postseason turns out, as in 2 weeks' time they will be heading to Virginia to see how the rest of the tournament, that will be December 1st and December 2nd.
Long throw here, set up.
December 3rd, I should say, my bad.
Set up here for the Generals. Their first chance in about 15 minutes or so. Whipped in.
Good punch
Not
out.
controlled clearly there by Broad. Still bouncing around in the box. Bruno tried to get a shot, couldn't. Neither could Clements. He'll get to the ball, though. Fighting there against Ward. Double comes. Clements tries to spin. And away with the ball come the Tigers.
Wind really picking up here on Bello.
Now sub ready to come in. That's Ronan McCann. Did have to change his number beforehand. This interesting change. Same applied for Meyerhoff. Normally number 7 listed, but with the number 30 shirt today, as that's Charlie Wagner. Just came off the pitch. So we'll also see Kenzo Schiffer.
I mean, coming all the way from Colorado, I'm sure you're forgetting some luggage along the way.
Yeah, maybe. We don't quite know the reasoning for that, but works all the same. As Alex Ward making his way off the pitch.
I mean, they were wearing their right numbers yesterday, so I I kind of feel like you're right, Felix. Maybe they just brought the away unis.
Yeah, I think, they were wearing their whites yesterday, so different set today.
That through ball for Linji, cut out by Spencer Furman. Joseph's going to ping that directly at me.
How's your touch?
Ooh, nearly.
Not bad, not bad. I think he might have thought you were on the pitch, but that's part of the JumboCast experience, I guess.
That hit a hand, and that's going to be a free kick for the Generals.
I'm going to take quickly.
Clemens pings that thing. Beautiful touch there. Between the lines, Agbe couldn't control it. It pops free, though. Through ball. Agbe tried to chop it back. Cut out there by Burr. And that'll be a throw-in for the Generals.
Around that same area by the gate as well. Might see another long throw, but I do like the runs of Agbe. Always seems to be running to the ball. Is never static, and makes it interesting for. It makes it easier for his teammates to find the run, and they do a good job of finding him.
Near post throw, headed away. Lynchy gets it further, not all the way out. And Wall will possess here for the Generals. Tries to switch the field, flicked on nicely by Tulla. Bobbier now. Nice switch of the field here for Libby. Gonna cut inside. Little 1-2. And a great slide tackle by Wall. Willie Hall plays it back. PJ Ryan looks to switch the field. Nice touch there on the far side by Lewick. In between the lines to Tulla. And here come the Generals again. Egbe tried to flick it on, but there was no run. Nearly given away, though. And here is Hall on it.
Yeah, that's kind of what happens, I think, if you're playing as a sole number 9. A lot has to run through you, so no one's going to be directly next to you for a 1-2 play, as we have lots of subs coming in now. Saw Apostolou and Doolin checking in for the Generals.
Yeah, Apostolou was the spark plug yesterday. Towards the end of that first half, helped switch the momentum.
Yeah, it's Egbe and DePaula now, 2 captains off for the Generals, as they'll try to see this first half off.
I mean, as important as having those critical players on the field always is, you want to give them a break as well, especially in this cold weather.
Yeah,
it's
definitely
good to get a breather, a little bit of water.
Time to warm up maybe with a long jacket, but yeah, no, the rotation definitely important. We've seen the teams that are successful in the postseason use their bench well, definitely use it in the smart way, giving players rest when they need it.
Willie Hall into Pleasance. He gets his pocket picked. And now coming the other way, here are the Tigers. Bavier, who always seems like he's playing in slow motion. Nicely chested down there by Dylan Rich. And a dangerous tackle, but it came off nicely there by Ronan McCann. Libby 1-2. One of the crowds is screaming about a potential foul call. I can't tell which one. Tola gonna bring a bit of a high press here. Curtis Hale stands that one up. Flag is going to come up on the far side for offsides.
Yeah, I think it's important to know that neither of these teams won their championship tournament, so I think that NCAA tournament title would be so sweet, but it seems often, I think, in these conference tournaments that sometimes the teams that have won their conference, that had the automatic bid, don't always fare well in the tournament. I think a lot of these teams at large definitely have a lot more to play for, are definitely more hungry.
Everybody wants a chip.
You think about the NESCAC and a stat you love to bring up, Max, that 6 of the last 7 years, the NESCAC has had a team in the NCAA tournament final. 5 of those 6 teams have not been the NESCAC champion, the only exception being the 2019 Jumbos. The one year, of course, there were 2 NESCAC teams in the championship game.
Yeah, so a lot of the same patterns, but interesting throw there. But yeah, this postseason has a lot of history, as so much to play for. We mentioned this is it could be Colorado's college first time in a generation in the Final Four, so much history for D3 could be made today.
Bruner plays it back to PJ Ryan, much to the chagrin of the bench. Nice little 1-2 there, but it pops loose. Giving right back to Park Bruner. He's going to look to switch the field. Long diagonal for the corner, but just too much of the billow breeze, and that'll go out for a goal kick.
Yeah, it was cool going to ground there. Didn't seem to come off.
Clock's going to stop.
Did come off worse for wear on that shield from Mar.
5 minutes ago, first half. All right. Felix, if you were the coaches, which coaching staff you think is going to be happier if it goes to halftime 0-0?
I think Colorado College is extremely happy in this moment right now. I mean, Washington and Lee has had phenomenal opportunities and chances, but Colorado College has stood strong defensively, and I think that's really what's been keeping them in this ballgame right now.
Yeah, and I think they're doing a really good job of operating the midfield. We've brought that up so many times, but I really like their runs. I think that's something that they've kind of had advantage. They can move. They can really move with momentum and track back well as well.
Great ball there from PJ Ryan, looking for Hall, who's able to keep it in play and earn his team a throw.
At the same time, the Generals have had about 3 or 4 opportunities to score here. I mean, at some point, one of those is going to hit the back of the net as well.
Yeah, I'm feeling more and more comfortable with my 1-0 prediction, because I don't think it will be a very high-scoring affair. All it takes is one, but
it's kind of the opposite of the last Elite Eight game here on Bello. If you remember that one, which I'm sure you do, Felix.
You want to bring up the score of that game?
Yeah, that one, the 5. I was just going to wait for that chance to finish out there. As that one finished 5-4 in favor of Conn College. As a through ball there, and Lynchy was offsides anyway.
Eventually called. Yeah, that seemed to come off his his shoulder as well, but a bit high on the sleeve, so no handball called. I think it's the right call. And ref waiting to see if advantage was necessary, but offside in the end.
About 3 minutes left in this half here.
I think both sides content with the 0-0 scoreline, but definitely going to be looking for more in the second.
And I think you kind of got that message with the substitutions from the Washington Elite bench about 5 minutes ago when they took Egbe McCarty out. Kind of gives the idea, and we saw the same thing from Colorado College, taking some of their starters in the midfield out, that you're just content, like kind of seeing out the half, as you said, Max.
Yeah, obviously, I think you definitely feel a lot better coming into halftime with the momentum, with all the tempo, but tough challenge there from Tulloch. Bit reckless.
I think that's a necessary foul you got to call, because there have been 3 or 4 physical plays here on the near sideline that hadn't been called, as we show that here on the replay.
Yeah, good call there, and very fair on the referee's part. I think it is important to remind the players that, yes, you can be physical, but remember, we want to have a fair game here. This is the Elite Eight, but nothing can get too crazy. You were talking about, Riley, how in the middle of the game it really slowed down the pace. I was saying in the last 5 or 6 minutes here, they've tried to pick it back up. You know, teams do want to enter halftime with that 1-0 lead, and huge momentum here as Colorado College has the opportunity to.
Maher stands it up towards the back post, but no one made a run.
That one carrying a bit too far, way out of play. And it's interesting to know, for all the great work of the Washington Lee this season, they're only in the receiving votes category and at the very end of that as well. So I'm surprised. I think maybe they took that personally, not being ranked heading into this postseason, as sometimes you don't need to be ranked to make a good run, as we know. women's soccer also playing in their Elite 8 match later today.
Yeah, Max, you want to mention the time for that so our friends here watching the game can make sure to tune in for that as soon as this one's done.
Yeah, that will be at 3 p.m. at Rochester, so not on JumboCast, but very exciting game for them as well.
One can wish. Good run here. Little 1-2 play. Lindsay cuts inside, still with it, and a nice intervention there by the Generals.
Also went to ground there.
there.
Yeah, seemed to do a little cartwheel, but no call from the referee.
And that's going to be a problem. But Bavier just says, I got this, with
Well
a
handled
ridiculous touch.
And still, a minute now to go.
Hale stands that one up. Popped hard off the head of Lindsay there. Time for maybe one more chance if the Generals want to take it. Loose touch there.
I always,
By Dunlin, wow.
I always think it's interesting how the clock in college soccer counts down rather than counts up, so it really makes the end of the halves very desperate, as you just have to try something, and it's not at the discretion of the referee.
Willie Hall, that looked like it might have hit a hand. Tulla takes it anyway. To the byline, Tulla. And
popped back and forth, but
I don't know who that hit. It hit a lot of people a lot of times and eventually ends up in the hands of Jasper Broad. He is in zero hurry whatsoever. He'll walk to the other side of the box. That'll be halftime here from Bello. We go to the break, honors even 0-0. All right, boys. Max, you took Colorado College. What do the Tigers need to do in the second half if they want to win this game?
I think Tigers need to do what they've been doing. I think settling back and kind of jump on the front foot as soon as they get some connection going to midfield. Really liked what I've seen from Bavier, Ward, and Karjan in the midfield. Had some great runs so far. So I think that's been working. Obviously, you want to have more entries, final third entries, and get some shots off to test Joseph, but I'm content with my prediction so far.
And Felix, what do the Generals need to do if they want to win this game?
Well, like they say in that popular Ariana Grande song, Agbiage, he's got to break free. He's got to find that opportunity to get out of the gap, find a moment, break away from those defenders. That's when he gets the ball, slides it into the goal. That's how they get that 1-0 lead. And that could be the end of the game.
On that cringeworthy pop culture reference, we will go to break. When we come back, the second half, live from Bello. Stay tuned.
Football has taught me a lot throughout my life. It's definitely had a huge imprint on who I am as a person. Competing at a Division III level created that opportunity for me to go to college. Not only was I the first one in my family to graduate college, but I was really the first one to even go. Being the first one, I'm breaking that cycle, and now that I've graduated, I'm not sure what's the next step, but I know I have a lot of doors open. And a lot of those are open because I played football and ran track here at Otterbein.
For the love of the game. That's what it's all about, they say. But for those of us who are Division III student athletes, it's more than that.
It's more about team and the schools and communities we represent.
And for the many of us blessed with the strength to compete in sport at the college level, we understand that with what we were given comes a special obligation.
Our obligation to help those who have their own special needs and whose love for the game is no less intense.
That is why NCAA Division III teamed up with Special Olympics. Since August of 2011, we and others from Division III campus communities have volunteered more than 250,000 hours, time away from the classroom and practice field, reaching across the country to coach and mentor Special Olympics athletes.
And to learn that in giving, we receive so much more in return. Help us keep that dream alive.
Be part of it.
Get involved.
You can make a difference.
I just wanted to get good grades and to do well. But it also made me realize that I have a lot of career goals.
You're there to get a full college experience, not only participate in your sport, but participate in things outside of that, and it's all about growing as a person.
My coaches have helped me with figuring out who I really am. Their lives are dedicated for us to succeed.
At
injured my shoulder when I was practicing platform dabbing. It was a blessing in disguise. When I went to physical therapy, I realized this is something I want to do. That's when I changed my major to physical therapy. I want to inspire people to do whatever they love doing. I'm fortunate to have Cliff as my coach. He made me believe that I can get back into dabbing after my injury to prove that nothing can stop me from chasing my dreams.
I had numerous family members who've been taken away from heart disease and stroke. That drove me to pursue knowledge about health and well-being. Playing college football gave me an opportunity to get myself into college.
Goes to Parks. He's in the end zone.
That's when I decided that I want to go into personal trainer. I felt I would have a great opportunity to share my knowledge about well-being within Detroit. I hope to reach as many people as I can. I had numerous
You're so hypnotic, magical. Don't wanna let you know you're so hypnotic, magical. don't wanna let you know you're so hypnotic, magical.
That drove me to pursue knowledge about health and well-being. Playing college football gave me an opportunity to get myself into college.
Goes to Parks. He's in the end zone.
That's when I decided that I want to go into personal trainer. I felt I would have a great opportunity to share my knowledge about well-being within Detroit. I hope to reach as many people as I can.
Football has taught me a lot throughout my life. It's definitely had a huge imprint on who I am as a person, competing at a Division III level. Created that opportunity for me to go to college. Not only was I the first one in my family to graduate college, but I was really the first one to even go. Being the first one, I'm breaking that cycle, and now that I've graduated, I'm not sure what's the next step, but I know I have a lot of doors open. And a lot of those are open because I played football and ran track here at Otterbein.
For the love of the game. That's what it's all about, they say. But for those of us who are Division III student athletes, it's more than that.
It's more about team and the schools and communities we represent.
And for the many of us blessed with the strength to compete in sport at the college level, we understand that with what we were given comes a special obligation.
Our obligation to help those who have their own special needs and whose love for the game is no less intense.
That is why NCAA Division III teamed up with Special Olympics. Since August of 2011, we and others from Division III campus communities have volunteered more than 250,000 hours, time away from the classroom and practice field, reaching across the country to coach and mentor Special Olympics athletes.
And to learn that in giving, we receive so much more in return. Help us keep that dream alive.
Be part of it.
Get involved.
You can make a difference.
5 left to go as we enter the second half of this NCAA Division III men's soccer Elite 8 matchup between the Washington and Lee Generals and the Colorado College Tigers. Welcome back to JumboCast. Felix Bhattacharya, joined by Max Antonini and Riley Daniel. Well, we've seen a very intense matchup between these two sides. 50% possession by both of them. It's really been an incredible matchup so far. No clear winner yet, still 0-0.
Yeah, I mean, we were trying to check if that possession stat was real, and indeed it was 50-50 for possession, and only 3 shots for the Tigers and 2 for the Generals. No saves having to be made by Jasper Broad, so incredibly even across the board. I think definitely going to be looking to get more shots on target in the second half as the starting lineups for both teams going to be coming in to begin this one.
Yeah, I mean, you think perfectly 50-50, that's kind of what you expect for an NCAA tournament game, and this is where you need a moment of individual brilliance.
Yeah, it's very testy early on, and I think the individual brilliance can really come from anyone on the pitch. We saw it was Libby yesterday, but could be anyone here in the second half, and maybe in overtime. That is always a possibility as well.
I mean, you see the first half statistics. You see Colorado College with those 2 shots on goal, and you think they might have the advantage here, but Washington and Lee also having a very aggressive first half as well. So, I mean, no clear-cut winner so far. Several chances from both sides. At some point, one of them's going to hit the back of the net.
Or will it?
Or
maybe
will
it will be penalties, but we're ready to go now.
That one's sent long by the Generals off the kick. Perez gets ahead to it. Lewick to Perez. And that's going to be a throw for the Generals deep in the Tigers' half. PJ Ryan will come up to take it. And we will mention the Generals have been a very good team coming out of the break. They've scored 40% of their goals within 8 minutes of halftime on the season, including yesterday.
Yeah, so very possible now, that throw taken quickly.
Well, I mean, there's something that happens in that locker room. I don't know exactly what that is, but
now coming the other way here are the Tigers, but good work defensively by Paris.
We'll see if the Generals come with that fighting spirit, as it seems like they already are.
Yeah, the halftime talk is definitely crucial for both teams to kind of remotivate your players and give them some extra boost.
That is out. Did it cross the end line? It did not, I believe. Looked like the side ref ruled it a throw. They're going to run a set play off the throw here.
That's still a very dangerous situation here, and quite an opportunity here for the Generals.
Ryan's throw, headed away. Only as far as the top of the box, and Adler drops his right shoulder. Has 2K outside of him, cuts inside. Adler now, space, 1-2. Agbe with it. That one just bouncing. Hits about everything. The wind's taking it everywhere. Stood up, and that hits off the outside of the frame for a goal kick.
Yeah, you had almost 9 Colorado College players back there behind the ball, really working, setting up a defensive wall as that shot did not test the hands of Broad, but a shot is a shot, but Broad has had it pretty easy so far.
Curtis Hale. Here is the press. We didn't see much of it from the Generals in the first half. Nice little ball there from Meyerhoff. And a great slide tackle there by Hall. Switched wide and cut out. A crucial intervention there by Karshian. Luke threw it. That one cut out and just stops in the wind.
Yeah, this wind is relentless. I think definitely has a chilling effect on the players, but especially when you're looking for that long searching ball, it definitely means you have to put more power on it, or less depending on which way you're facing. So tough. These conditions never let up. We saw it was raining yesterday for the first Sweet 16 matchup, so definitely need to adapt to your circumstances.
Yeah, I mean, only 2 non-goalies wearing gloves right here. I mean, freezing hands is nothing that anyone wants to have.
Yeah, fortunately, you don't need to. So Ward goes to the ground there under pressure.
A lot of contact, playing on the ground. Nothing called in the end.
Yeah, interesting, Alex Ward is listed as a defender. These listings of player position don't seem to be as accurate, as Ward has 2 shots. So it's definitely been one of the more attacking players, as even for the Generals, only 2 players with a forward listing, as the majority are defenders.
Harris swung wide here.
Oftentimes in D3 soccer, you do see those top players, whoever it is, playing at that defensive position, even when they still can score, just because they need that depth at defense.
And great 1v1 defense from the Tigers there. Broad took it quickly. Burr sent it long, and that's going to be a throw in the other way.
It's interesting to note this is Washington Lee's 4th game against a ranked opponent this season, and which they've come out with a 2-1 record, and they've kind of ramped up the rankings against whom they've played. They played number 25 Christopher Newport, which they lost 1-2. Then played number 23 Lynchburg, which they won 4-0. Then played number 20 Tufts, and now they're playing number 16 Colorado College. So getting tougher and tougher as the season goes along, but they handled it well so far. Colorado College playing a lot of ranked opponents as well.
That is a late challenge, and it might draw a card. It will. The first card of the game, I believe, being shown to Curtis Hale.
Yeah, I mean, you take a look at that foul right here. Really, just trips him up down. You don't want to see that, especially in a dangerous situation right over there. It provides an excellent opportunity for the Generals here to score, especially with Agbe right there, ready to take the shot.
Yeah, he's lining up already. I mean, really good run there from Lewick, as we saw, really carry the ball well, and just a late challenge there, completely missed the ball, and a deserved yellow card. It's now a really good opportunity for the Generals.
As you see cheers coming from the Colorado College bench, trying to hype up their defense. Get ready for that ball. Let's see if we see another low one here, or if Agbe.
Watch the drag here. Dummy, Agbe hits it low, bouncing around and cleared away by Curtis Hale.
I think he'll be disappointed with that shot. He's got his hands on his head. That was kind of trying to use the inside of his foot there. Not quite sure what he was aiming for, as it was really kind of a tame ball that went past the wall, but didn't even test the keeper, but still retains general possession.
To be honest, Max, I think he was looking for a redirect.
Yeah, maybe some pinball deflection, as the same happened last game just around this time in the match, around 50 minutes. Long throw there, though.
Pops free into the edge of the box. Second ball taken down nicely there by Hilliard. Lays it off for Ramirez. He gets taken down. That's going to be a card the other way.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be a card, but those are the types of decisions that you have to make as the Generals, because there was so much momentum there for the Tigers in that situation.
Yeah, textbook tactical foul.
Great hold-up play from Hilliard as well. He waited for his man, laid it off for Ramirez, and he carried that incredibly well. But I guess smart foul in the midfield. Not a dangerous free kick at all. Really kills the momentum, and for Perez, I think he'll take that any day.
So a cardless first half and then 2 yellows in 30 seconds.
Yeah, how we saw it was very, very tight in the first half. Maybe the teams both trying to figure things out, but now the clock stops again. Now it's all to play for, and now as the clock ticks down even farther, I think they're willing to take more risks.
Burr will play it back to Charlie Hale. Long diagonal, looking for the run of Hilliard. Dealt with by P.J. Ryan. DePaul hooks that one up. Harris will go chase. Controlled in the midfield nicely by Ward. First time Bavier put his foot wrong, but they came back with it due to the Tigers. Webster with some nice hold-up play. Hilliard through 2. Gonna turn and run. Onto his right, chops it back, and a diving tackle there.
Smart from Hilliard there. He's done really well making in the final third so far.
Webster's hit! Did test the keeper, was going wide in the end. Joseph did not take the chance.
Yeah, well done there. I mean, he always saw that one all the way as it was bouncing. Easy enough save for him, but really well done there by Colorado. I think they're starting to find more entries. Hilliard, I've liked what I've seen from him, but
mercy, that ball went a long way.
Only a freshman, too.
Impressive stuff, but Agbe doing well to win that one.
Between the lines to McCarty. McCarty, fake the shot, still with it. Bouncing around in the box, pops free. And the best chance of the day there for Perez was blocked with the body by Curtis Hale.
Yeah, close, very close there. McCarty doing a good job trying to get a shot off as well, but Colorado College dropped back. And for Perez, that looked to be a good opportunity, but long throw now can keep the pressure going.
I mean, here you have a chance to see that opportunity once again. I mean, talk about the last few minutes. Probably the best chances for both the Tigers and the Generals to score here. They've come ready to fight here in the second half.
To the back post, shot just over.
Taken a bit too quickly there, maybe, by 2K. Did a good job to chest that one down and at least get something off, but sliced away at that one. That one was always spinning away, but more shots popping off now. Even more, almost equaling the tally in the entirety of the first half. So definitely more exciting stuff underway.
And now a bit more sustained press here from the Generals. Great ball between the lines there to Karshan.
Karshan does a really good job just to be able to find that space.
A lot of contact between Furman and Webster. Which way is it going? It's a foul on Webster.
Seem to really be hounding each other. A lot of flailing arms going back and forth, but I think it's the right call as Webster was on the back of Furman, and he did a good job just to sustain that pressure, win a free kick for his team.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes in these opportunities, you know, you get a little bit too physical, a little bit too aggressive, and it just shows how bad both of these teams want it in any given moment.
Yeah, I think they're willing to risk a foul if it means they could get a breakaway chance.
Here's Furman with the intervention, tries to send it long, but that's just going to hit the Bellow breeze and drift out of play. I mean, 10 minutes into this half, and it feels very different than the first half.
Yeah, I definitely feel the intensity starting to pick up, but they're still running with all the effort.
McCarty,
Good
a lot of
fights in the
contact
midfield.
again. Great intervention there from the Tigers. Webster tried to flick it on for Hilliard, got it back. Looks to switch the field, gets it in behind Hall.
Really well done there. But Hall alert to it.
And good work there. Fighting, pinning him in here is Ward. Hall came away with it though. And a good step there. Coming back from his spots offensively was Meyerhoff.
Takes that throw quickly though, they want to get moving.
Meyerhoff cut out position, but able to get it back to who else but Curtis Hale. Bouvier now on it in the midfield. Ramirez. McCarty's role seems to have changed a little bit, Felix. It seems as if, as here he is on the ball, he's almost playing as like a purely attacking mid now.
I mean, in these last 30 minutes, you want to take any opportunity. I mean, McCarty is one of their top players. Putting him in that attacking mid situation leaves you with more options and more opportunities, which I really think they need right now.
Yeah, McCarty, second, as you mentioned, second top goal scorer for the Generals. I think he's no stranger to that role. I think that number 10 shirt does carry a lot of responsibility, so I think it's the right change in position, but he'll definitely maybe be working as in tandem with Agbe.
Well, it certainly could also be a chance for defenders to move off of Agbe. I think the Generals just want to free him up a little bit more. Or it gives them more opportunities up in the front just because you have 3 to 4 people covering Agbe at any given moment.
Yeah, maybe then an option could be to find 2K on the right-hand side. You can see the number 7 shirt not covered right now, but he's, I think, could be a smart third option if all the attention is focused on Agbe and McCarty.
They tried to find him there, couldn't quite execute it. Bavier comes away with it. DePaula, McCarty, cut out there by Kirshen. Taken back by DePaula. And it's going to be a General's throw. Luick looking for someone to show to the ball. No one's helping him. Now he gets it into Agbe. Agbe try to play it on to McCarty. Looks like it might have hit a hand there. Ramirez gets tripped up. That's going to be a foul. And a card.
Clock stopped for the Yellows. Really good job there. Can't quite see who's that on the ground. That is.
Nice try there from Willie Hall who ran away.
Trying to run away in that moment there. I mean, the trip-up's pretty clear. Players are playing aggressive in this moment.
In the end, he got away with just a warning.
Yeah, interesting. Stopped the clock there as well, maybe just for a warning, but really well done there.
Through ball here, Ramirez. Flag stays down. Cuts it back onto his left. Still going, Ramirez. Stands it up, ball bounces around, and it nearly found the foot of Webster.
All it needed was a touch there for Webster. He really made a good run there for himself, create the opportunity, but collected by Joseph.
Yeah, I mean, the Tigers couldn't have set that up any better. Webster was right there, ready to go. Those are the moments that a little less wind, a little bit more luck, could have ended in a completely different story.
Might have been Ward, actually, but still, both players doing a really good job pushing the tempo and trying to test Joseph now.
Hilliard with a shrug of the shoulders, cuts inside. Past one, can't get past the second. Clear out as far as Hale. Agbe nearly megged him.
Yeah, I think he wanted that. He was expecting to carry that ball with him.
Garshin still running. And tracking all the way back there is Kabe. It is do or die time here at Bello. And not just for the players, for everyone trying to hold on to anything.
As we now have Teddy Libby, the goal scorer from yesterday, making his way onto the pitch for Ramirez, who is listed as a midfielder and a defender and a forward. Very helpful.
He's just one of those versatile guys, an all-rounder. It's not rare to see in D3 soccer. You know, maybe they were their top high school player, won a state championship or two.
Yeah, I know. It's definitely cool to see all these players making their own on the pitch. And
Webster's going to draw a free kick. Spencer Furman very upset, but this is a dangerous spot. Hilliard standing over it. It's going to be an in-swinger towards the back post.
Joseph trying to instruct his two-man wall to try to get something on that.
Played short. Blocked there by Adler. They're going to call handball and a card. And I don't know about that. If we could get a replay on that. We don't have one. Washington Lee bench very upset. And I think they have a case. That looked like it hit his face.
And to have a yellow on top of that did not seem intentional.
Yeah.
Quite curious there, but another set piece, and even in a better position now.
It hits him in the face. He's got a mark on his face. He's showing him.
So and, I mean, Washington Lee, they know all about refereeing controversy.
I mean, that's a tough call to make there in that instance. You know, he was brutally hit by that ball. Very clearly did also hit his face. I mean, he might have gotten his hand up there, but was it intentional?
I don't know.
Towards the back post and caught there comfortably by Joseph.
It always seems to be in these late stages of the matches where the referee decisions have even more gravity to them. And that one there, pretty significant as well with the yellow for Adler. Definitely changes.
Yeah, I mean, as you were saying, Felix, and you can continue, you had a very good point, which is he doesn't have the time to really even think about it. Even if it hit him in the hand, you can get away with giving the free kick. The yellow's really harsh.
Well, we are in the middle of Medford, Massachusetts in cold weather, but this seems like a Colorado College field right now with the amount of fans that we have in the section cheering loudly for their team.
Just a horrible ball there from Furman.
Yeah, every ball now won by the Tigers seems to be egged on and really cheered and very passionately cheered by these fans.
Kula comes away with it.
Late challenge.
As a very late challenge.
But not in the eyes of the ref. Didn't seem to see it.
Another late challenge there from Ward. Washington Lee bench screaming at the referees. Through ball here. Can Wall get on the end of it? Willie Hall keeps it in. Great hustle there from the left back and earns his team a crucial throw.
Yeah, good chance to reset, but these are the runs you need to make in the closing stage, not closing stages, but towards the later half of this match. Even though it's tough, even though you've worked so hard all season, you need to really hustle, and well done there by Hall. So we'll have an ensuing throw-in.
Ryan to take. He's had trouble finding a head here at the near post. That one flicked on. Got ahead. Mercy.
What a save there from Broad. Real first test for him.
Hands
down. Stood tall.
Hands down the best opportunity and shot that we've seen all day. I mean, wow, what a phenomenal throw-in there. And I mean, the defender got up great with the header, but the Generals were even able to just get in there and
quick redirect. Yeah.
Phenomenal save.
And just that's all it takes, a little flick and a quick one taken. But Broad doing a good job, hasn't had much to do all game and was very alert to that. And that was point blank range.
Counter coming here, Hilliard. And a crucial intervention there from Lewick.
Yeah, Hilliard letting that one go by him. But Lewick took advantage.
Harris into the box. Shot! Save by Broad.
I mean, Broad is showing up all his skills now. What a leap there for him to get the ball out of his hands.
And now back the other way. Here come the Tigers.
Two really good chances for the Generals, and now they can move. They're feeling it.
McCarty drops it off for Perez. Comes across.
Not letting go of that momentum that they've gained right now.
Adler to the byline, across, and a save on a shot there from Agbe.
I mean, Broad, who had been doing practically nothing all day, has been the key player that has kept the Generals, my apologies, has kept the Tigers in this game for the last 3 minutes.
All of a sudden, he's at all to do, and really nicely done by Adler. Agbe wanted a little flick onto that, but not too much in the end. Now that's a foul on the Tigers.
And a much needed free kick for them, as that allows them to ease some of this pressure.
Yeah, they need a breather, but Adler doing so well what he did yesterday, and that's dribbling, finding the space into the box, creating chances, as could have been the opener for the Generals. But
as you see
Broad
these
was
saves here from Broad, I mean, he's just become a critical player here, which shows you how important goalkeepers can be. I mean, they might not be shining all throughout the match, but in those moments that you need them, they're the ones that step up and really save the day.
Bavier lost an edge there. Long ball is on, but cut out there by Karshin.
Yeah, Broad also a sophomore keeper, so 2 sophomore keepers on the pitch here today, and they've really done well for themselves. Clean sheets for both of them so far.
I mean, Broad from the beautiful, warm Miami, Florida, choosing to go to Colorado College. An interesting choice on his part there.
Yeah, he's wearing the long sleeves today. He's kept warm, and he's done well for himself so far. Also, both keepers also keeping clean sheets in their 2 matches yesterday, so they've had a good tournament run as well.
Ward in between the lines there. Karshin gonna turn and run again. Gets around 2. Still going. Switch sides. Karshin into the box, and a great intervention there by Hall.
And Karshin upset. He thought that was his ball.
Oh, I did too, to be honest.
Yeah, it did seem to be like that tackle would have resulted in the Tigers' throw, but referee says in disagreement.
Yeah, well, the linesman has the advantage over me of being about 100 yards closer.
Yeah, we are on the far side, but also allows us to see 2 subs ready to check in for the Tigers. That's Linji and Schiffer. They're feeling the cold as well.
Ooh, loose touch. Egbe could go here. Around 1. Has a guy wide. Goes himself. Shot is blocked. And the Generals bench screaming at Agbe as to why he didn't pass it.
I mean, the Tigers standing strong there. Agbe seemed to signal that he didn't see him.
Hilliard through ball. Webster, this is end-to-end stuff.
Great counter here by the Tigers.
Ward through 1. Taken down. Goal kick.
No whistle blown there. I didn't see any contact either. I think a very fair call from the referee.
Well, we're going to have a look here, as it looks like on the replay.
Yeah, Ward going to ground there. End-to-end stuff. Webster doing a good job holding that one up. Tough to see there.
Looks like there was contact, but it was a play on the ball. I think that's a good no call.
Yeah, Ward might have been off balance there, but going back to that Egbe chance, I mean, he was running so well. Did a good job to get away from his man, but I think you need an extra pass there into 2K as the Tigers just tracked back quick enough.
I mean, it just shows the defensive power that the Tigers have in this instance and how important your defense can be in those moments.
2K able to keep that thing in, send it out for a long throw deep in their own half for the Tigers. And Ramirez is going to check back in here for the Tigers.
And Bruner also for the Generals wanting to check in, but will not have the chance to.
Comes here to McCarty, around 1. Still going, Grant McCarty. Around another, still with it. Shot blocked, pops for the top. Adler's shot, cleared away there by Burr.
A position where Agbe is usually standing right there, ready to pop one in. He was off to the far right side.
But McCarty doing a good job faking shots, multiple fakes in succession. But nothing in it in the end, as that another shot for Adler. He's definitely had more of a role in this one. More shots, more chances, more excitement.
Yeah, I gotta say, Adler's probably been the best player we've seen here this weekend in terms of their performance on Bello.
Yeah, I think.
Ooh, a late challenge there. And a card coming out.
That is the 4th card of the game, I believe, 2 for each side.
You can check that, but
take a look at it.
As you see the replay here. Late challenge there as he was trying to block that clearance, but
bit of a leap and a high kick there, though.
High kick. I mean, kind of reckless there. Deserved yellow. As they are starting to stack up.
Well, you see the clock tick down, especially with the momentum that the Generals have had in the last 5 minutes. They want to capitalize right now.
Kobe.
So that yellow card going to Lingy of the Tigers.
And corner kick. General's going to have a chance here. Park Bruner going to check in now.
Yeah, just this second half alone, 10 shots enlisted for the Generals compared to the Tigers 1. They've come out of the half stronger for sure. None with some on target, but well done by the Generals so far. They're going to be happy with where they're at.
Hall to take.
Well, I was happy.
Near post, flicked on. Shot from McCarty, saved by Broad.
What another effort by Broad there, really getting in there.
McCarty with an absolute rocket, stinging the hands of Broad, especially in this cold. We knew he was going to be one to watch, but we thought Egbe was going to have more of a role, but McCarty has really stepped up.
I mean,
but well done by Broad.
As we said before the halftime, we were mentioning how Broad hasn't had any role in this game so far. In my opinion, he's been the player of the game right now.
Yeah, absolutely. 4 saves now for Broad.
And he goes up, climbs the ladder. Almost took out his own teammate in the process.
Broad really stepping up here.
Meyerhoff cuts inside. Almost lost it to Adler. And the Tigers just going to send it long. Well controlled there, and here's Libby. Gonna send a ball looking for Ramirez, over hit. Joseph collects easily.
Yeah, too much on it there.
No man there.
Yeah, for Washington Lee, they're gonna look to keep this one going. They have all the momentum. For the Tigers, they need to create something. Maybe through Ward, who need to find some bright spark.
Ooh, a late challenge and a card coming out.
Another card here for the Generals.
That's Lewick now. Another late challenge. Referee definitely not afraid to brandish the yellows.
Yeah, that one, so we can take a look at it.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Sliding
clear slide
on his man. It's kind of dangerous to go to the ground in that possession, especially in the midfield. Not as necessarily needed, but
he was pressing X on that FIFA Xbox button, you know. PlayStation, what am I saying?
But now for the Tigers, they have a chance to take their time, maybe take a breather, but General's doing a good job of pressing through Bruner.
Nice little 1-2 ball. Meyerhoff keeps it in. Adler tracks back defensively between the lines. Meyerhoff keeps the run. Gonna swing this one in. Flicked onto the back post. Ramirez. A lot of contact. No call. Ball back across. And it comes out here to Karjan. He'll turn and go. Has Ramirez wide. Cuts to the byline. Karjan stands it up. Try to find a head. That's going to be a foul.
Good clearance there by P.J. Ryan. The all-conference, one of the all-conference players, really well done there. Just getting involved, and a foul called, deservedly so in the end. But we've seen time and time again, it's Karjan who's making chances, doing a good job of whipping that ball inside as he wins that header.
Loose touch given away. DePaula flicks it on nicely. Egbe might have been offside. It's going to come to Colorado College anyway. .17.5 to go here on Bello. Willie Hall could not keep that in play. Nice turn there by Libby. Still with
Libby.
it.
It's a 1-on-1.
Libby with a hit. Loose touch. Oh, man, Joseph got bailed out there.
Wow. Could have been bad. That nice shot by Libby was directly at the keeper, but as any coach will tell you, always follow your shot, always follow the second ball, and Joseph created that second ball. Could have been bad, but cleared away by the Generals.
Between the lines. Nice little move there. Generals come away with it with McCarty. Stood up down the channel for Bruno to run onto.
He'll hustle for that, but well handled in the end by Burr.
Given away there by Jasper Broad.
No, I guess he was trying to find his man, but kind of a loose pass.
Meyerhoff got ahead to it. Libby now. 1-2. Try to play a ball looking for the run of Linji. He was not on the same page. Joseph hits that well. Second ball once again won by the Tigers. Adler on it. Plays it back here to Furman. Gonna get hounded by Linji. PJ Ryan down the channel looking for Adler. Cut out by Meyerhoff.
Another header one there by Meyerhoff. He's doing a good job commanding the air. Has one new sub now for the Generals.
Buster Cooey gonna come back in. Out will be Satuke.
Yeah, as we mentioned, Tuke was looking to be that kind of third option. Almost could have had a chance there. Agbe decided not to pass to him a few minutes ago, but Kuig now 8 assists on the season. Yet another good attacking option.
Here is Agbe. Tries to switch it this time to Kuig. Might have taken a deflection. Kuig's able to get it out for a throw for Colorado College, who will make a sub themselves.
Two starters now as well, Hilliard and Ward. You're gonna see just as we head into under 15 minutes now, this is where your starters come back in.
Final 15 minutes in this cold. You don't want to go to overtime. Someone wants to sink this one in.
But if you're Colorado College, I don't think you're uncomfortable in being in overtime. But it would be very new ground for the Generals, as they haven't had to play an overtime game all season. Obviously, some games, any game during the regular season can end in a draw. So this would be new ground, but yet again, still 14 minutes to go.
Lewick, loose touch. Ramirez hounds on him, forces a dangerous pass to Ryan, but he gets it wide.
I mean, no signs of the Generals slowing down here.
Yeah, they're really keeping the tempo up.
Hall to Adler. Doubled on that side. Meyerhoff takes it off him. Almost lost it, and a foul there on Adler.
Yeah, Meyerhoff might have got a bit fortunate there. It seemed to be scrambling back as that clearance kind of came back to him. But
he kind of looked like a breakdancer there. He fell down, somehow got back up, and ended up with the ball at his feet.
Yeah, I know. But it was a foul in the end, I guess. But Tigers starting.
Ooh, that's got to be a foul.
Yeah, and a good substitution there, I'd say, from Palgutta, just to trust Ward, trust your captain, wins another ball. Loose
Bavier bails out.
Yeah,
his teammate there in Curtis Hale.
He's number 6 in number and in position, so doing his job exceptionally well. Kind of just settling in front of the defense.
Libby with a nice turn. Through 2. Intercepted, come the other way now is DePaula. Picks his head up for McCarty. Has Kuig wide. Kuig's got to make sure he stays on side. Plays it inside for Egbe, but it's cut out.
Yeah, I think that was kind of a hopeful pass that Egbe would get onto the end of that, as there were multiple Tigers defenders in between, but almost found its mark. But
Libby's through ball cut out by Furman. Willie Hall makes a defender, but a loose touch. Meyerhoff collects.
Good slide there, very clean.
And now he goes. Played it for Libby. They weren't on the same page. That's a giveaway. And now Meyerhoff's out of position.
And Meyerhoff's got to hustle back now. It's almost a 2v2.
Burr does enough. Egbe will collect at midfield. Long switch, looking for Kuig. He cut too far inside, but got the foul call.
Interesting call there. Kuig did seem to overstep his, mistime his run, basically. And so Karjan had to intervene as well, but tripped his man. So well done by Kuig, even though he was nowhere near that ball.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot went on in that play. And
it turned out well for them in the end.
It looks like they can't decide if they want to make the sub now or not.
That's Tala, the freshman.
We're going to run the same four-man decoy trick again.
Yeah, it's interesting. Never quite see this during the rest of the NCAA matches, but this seems to be a go-to.
Bruner stands it up towards the back post. Flicked away. Adler fighting forward on the far side. Excuse me, that's to Paula.
Yeah, I mean, the Colorado College Tigers had the height advantage.
Ooh, a lot of contact and a free kick.
The height advantage, which allowed them to get that ball out pretty easily.
Yeah, General's doing a good job of winning those free kicks, but Tigers doing a good job of winning the result of those free kicks. Those aerial duels were very crucial, but we have seen Broad been tested before off corners, off these free kicks in a similar position as well, so could see more of the same. I think that near post run will be one to look out for.
Yeah. 2 over this one, so no decoy play on. Will be McCarty's right or Adler's left. It'll be McCarty. In swinger, flicked on, into the box. And they couldn't get a shot. Wide to the outside, Bruner stands it up. Headed away. Booted out only as far as Hall.
Now every General player in the attacking half, they're really pushing up in this one as we head under 10 minutes now.
Giving away there. But giving right back, Lewick. Bruner finds McCarty with space. In between the lines, Egbe has a shot, wide.
Broad was scrambling to that one. He absolutely was not sure where that was headed, and thankfully for him, sailed wide of the post, but will be a corner off the deflection as Tulla now will finally make his way onto the pitch for Adler. So tough times for the Tigers, really having to settle in and absorb this pressure, but General's doing a good job winning set pieces and making something happen from them.
I mean, it was pretty off the mark, but it is also interesting to note that that wind is pushing in that right direction, maybe causing that ball to lose a little bit of control as well.
Another header, flop 4 in the box.
Back across, flicked on by Furman, just over.
These shots are really starting to come in now. We only saw 2 from the Generals all first half, and now in the double digits.
What are we looking at, 13, 14 right now?
12 for the Generals in this. 13, you're correct. That one was the 13th shot.
Loose touch comes here now to Hilliard.
Hilliard just searching, keeps faking that pass. Can't seem to find anyone for him, but
Karjan very wisely drew the foul there.
As he's done so well so far.
Quickly taken. Hilliard, show and go. Cuts inside. Still going, ball inside. And cleared away there by PJ Ryan.
Make him go back. Control, make him go back.
Bavier. Tried to play it wide for Meyerhoff. Forces him back. Plays it down the line looking for Ramirez. Generals will concede the throw. 7.5 to go. You got to think right now a goal here wins this game.
Absolutely. I mean, never say never. You never know in these NCAA matches, but as it enters the closing stages, it's even tougher to find a response, I'd say. So could very well be the case.
I mean, both defensive sides have been very, very strong, but these last few efforts on both sides have really shown that, you know, a goal could fall at any moment here.
Allen headed away at the first. McCarty gets it further on. Lewick to Egbe, who was offsides. Otherwise, they could have been through.
Yeah, Tulla now playing on the left-hand side. Maybe they're trying to work in tandem, but kind of playing this 4-3-3 of sorts. The Generals are between Kuig, Egbe, and Tulla.
A good job of Egbe noticing that he was in that offside position. You know, you don't want to stop the play right here.
Sometimes pausing the clock, maybe not the worst thing when it's all even.
Not for the Generals, who have the strong momentum, though.
And
foul called. Colorado College fans making their opinions known.
Yeah, I don't think any fans are exactly decided to keep their mouths quiet anymore.
Yeah, this could be in even longer. So we had 6 minutes now.
Swung wide to Kuig, who had acres of space. Over to deal with it was Karshan. Lewick gave it away. Ramirez. Stop and go, great move. Down the channel. Hilliard's offside, and he slammed that across.
As Ward still took the shot, tried to test Broad despite
and
the
honestly,
play was called
Jack
dead.
Hilliard is very lucky to not see yellow right now.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
For that shot with that amount of ferocity after the whistle.
It's not even that ferocity. I mean, the one thing you want to avoid is getting in the goalkeeper's head and mindset at this point, which obviously is a strategy. How fair it is, I don't really know.
But just missed time there by Hilliard, but good play by Ramirez as well.
That hit a hand. And a free kick. No card. Good call.
Yeah, kind of accidental as well, but it really is questionable why that yellow card came out for Adler earlier in the half.
Yeah, I'd love to get an explanation on that one, but I don't think that's coming. Here's Burr as we enter the final 5 here on Bello. Pleasance to check in at the next whistle for the Generals. Sent wide, Libby kept it in, and Meyerhoff feeling something. It's going to be a throw-in. Substitutions coming in. That should stop the clock here.
As Pleasance in for the Generals. McCarty, that's an interesting change. His time in regulation most likely done. As Libby off for Webster. But
Tulla gave it away.
Clock does keep running in that moment.
Whipped across. Flicked on. Can Hilliard get there first? He cannot. Buick takes it away. Bruner. Giving away to Egbe.
It's a sloppy pass.
Can Pleasance get there? He gets a touch to it, but it's going to drift. I wasn't sure what it was going to be. Neither was Jasper Broad, who came across to collect it.
Yeah,
there was no man there in that moment.
He made sure to collect, and eventually does pick it up. So 3 minutes now. It really is now or never. It's not desperation time for either side, I'd say, but you want to get this one done. Want to preserve your legs. Obviously, the Final Four matchup is in 2 weeks' time, but you want to, I think, end it on a high note while you can in open play, I'd say.
Yeah. I mean, both teams have real reasons to not want to go to overtime. Colorado College they played in overtime yesterday. Their legs are more tired. And the Generals are, I mean, you go to overtime, that drastically increases the likelihood you're going to a shootout.
Sliding challenge there. Nothing in the end.
And as we've talked about, Generals not been great from the penalty spot this year.
Not been great at all. About a 56%.
A lot of contact there. Great challenge there by Tulla.
Penalty percentage. They certainly don't want to go in a PK shootouts in that situation.
That one behind Buick here. Karshan takes it off him. Which way's the throw going? It is a Generals throw, 2 minutes to go.
Karshan can't quite believe that. I think that battle on the near side here.
Well, I mean, these last 2 minutes, right? Any of these possessions can be the last possession of this game.
Yeah, and especially
before overtime.
Since it does take quite some time to get an attacking motion, you want to have at least 30 seconds to work with. So as the clock ticks away, even harder to get a chance going.
Ward gonna get doubled. Manages to meg his defender. Hilliard to Karjan. Dangerous ball. Bovier managed to meg Bruner by accident. Swung wide to Ramirez. Gonna get an overlap from Meyerhoff. Cuts inside. Still going. Still going. Ward. Now Ramirez. Or excuse me, Meyerhoff. On the edge of the box with a shot blocked. Sent back to Bovier.
Tigers trying to stay calm here.
Between the lines. Webster's shot deflected and collected by Joseph 1 minute to go.
Yeah, the Generals can't get the ball moving here. If Joseph continues to take his time, we are very likely to be heading into extras. For the second time in 2 days for the Tigers, and for the Generals, the first time this season.
Ward has it. Gonna try and send Hilliard, who will get on the end of it. Has guys in the box. Can he find Webster? Overhit. Cleared away by the Generals. It'll be a throw-in for the Tigers. 30 seconds to go. This, in all likelihood, will be the final chance of regulation.
A good hustle there from Hilliard, trying to find his man in the box, but nobody on the end of it. That could have been it if somebody made the run. And for the Tigers, they're sending everyone up, save for Meyerhoff.
10 seconds to go in regulation. Throw it in towards the near post. Bouncing around in the box. Out to the top. Hilliard going to have a hit. Deflected wide. Bounces around. And we're headed to extra time. 90 minutes, not enough here on Bello. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we got 20 minutes of free soccer.
Stick with us.
Welcome back here to Bellow Field on the campus of Tufts University. Wow, what a game this one has been. 0-0 through 90. You get a feeling a goal is coming, but the way these goalies have been playing, you never know.
I mean, wow. That second half of regular time was some of the most exciting soccer that I've seen all year in the Division III. And now moving into overtime, you'd expect Colorado College to have the advantage just of the experience that they've had all year playing in overtime. I mean, making it even further. But Washington and Lee, the force that they came out with in that second half, they really have the momentum here. Then again, Colorado College ending the regular time with the momentum on their side. So I think it's a really even matchup even going into overtime here.
Yeah, we were talking about the keys to the game, about how this overtime would be crucial and could be a big factor, and here we are.
All right, Max, let's just, for the viewers at home here, quickly go over the rules for overtime in the NCAA.
So previously, it used to be, until 2 seasons ago, that first goal, if any goal went into the back of the net, that would end the game. That was wraps. But here, new change as of recent. If a goal finds the back of the net, the full 20 minutes split into 2 even halves of 10 minutes has to be played out. So a goal for either side does not mean the end of their season, but can definitely signify that they'll have the momentum. So a goal definitely might feel like a golden goal, but will not end the game outright. As the rest of the Elite 8 matches are all but wrapped up. Amherst with a 1-0 lead over Middlebury. They'll be heading into the Final Four, and for Washington College, they have found victory against Conn College, so they will be playing St. Olaf in the Final Four.
Winner of this team going up against that brutal Amherst team that won the NESCAC this season.
Yeah, they're on for the double, so a lot to play for still.
Flicked on for Kuig in the box, whipped across, cleared away there. Fiber. DePaula back to Pleasance. Whipped in towards the back post. Egbe went for it. Broad got a finger to it.
Broad again coming in clutch there.
Yeah, good punch out there. Being absolutely sure that one got nowhere near his goal.
Ryan. Space here. Finds his teammate. Nice to meet you, Tola. Between the lines to Egbe. Swung wide. It's going to get through here. Kuig's touch wasn't great, and it's going to go out for a throw.
Yeah, Kuig's touch letting him down there. I think he wanted to move with that, kind of cut inside of Karjan, but didn't manage to do so. But still a general's throw.
And up come the taller heads. We have not really seen that much.
Yeah, Spencer Furman, the first year, making his way up to the box. High throw there.
Flicked on. Still in the box. Shot! Second one looked like it hit a hand. But and a free kick going the other way.
Lots of hands, lots of claims there. Not quite sure.
I didn't see it.
But free kick in the end for the Tigers.
We're going to take a look right now here on the replay.
That one kind of popped out. Kind of hard to tell, but nothing in it.
Flicked on by Hilliard. Ooh, a dangerous challenge there by Alex Ward.
That's kind of a high boot there, but
Meyerhoff gets taken out. That's going to be a card. And the question is what color?
I think it has to be a yellow there. Red would be a bit excessive, but
red would be excessive. They're very, very clearly a yellow.
And here's what I will tell you. Willie Hall, remember earlier in the game, got that call, got the foul when the ref stopped the clock, and he escaped with a warning.
Yeah, it's kind of a big
That is the reason he is still in this game right now.
I mean, yellow's such a crucial part of this game, and for Willie Hall, might be counting his lucky stars, but that was a very reckless challenge there on Meyerhoff. Absolutely flying in for the tackle, but did not catch his man.
I mean, the first half of this game and the second half / overtime of this game are two completely different matchups, two completely different stories.
Taken down nicely by Webster. 3 on him. Bouvier now. Karjan. Intercepted there by Pleasance. Bouvier lost an edge. And Pleasance runs right across him. Really well done. And a foul there on Bouvier. We'll take a look at that. And a card coming out. I don't know to who.
That will probably likely be for Bouvier.
I don't think so. I think it was for after the fact. It is going to be Bouvier.
Yeah, Pleasant's doing a really good job of just riding the challenge, riding the pressure, just trying to skip away there.
Pushing right in there, clearly tripped him up there.
Yeah, Bouvier was always chasing, and
that's a really smart play there by Pleasance. He knew when he went in that he was giving up the chance to get the attack, but he knew he was going to draw the card.
Yeah, well done by Pleasance there. Bouvier just having to chase, and another free kick in a dangerous position maybe for the Generals. In-swinger most likely.
I mean, I will say with the yellows that several players already have, those players have to be a little bit more careful. But watch out, I mean.
In-swinger almost on target as the wind just took that thing.
Yeah, maybe he timed that to perfection. I thought we were expecting an in-swinger, but Pleasant decided just to go for it, and wasn't too bad in the end, just sailing over the crossbar of Broad.
Dangerous play from the back here for the Tigers.
Yes, now we're totaled 7 yellow cards in this game, 4 for the Generals and 3 for the Tigers.
Loose touch. Webster on Ryan. Ryan able to get it back to DePaula. He's going to stand it up wide. Oh, nearly was able to grab it and go was Buster Kuig. He'll get sent out for a throw instead.
Kuig's touch maybe letting him down just a bit again, as he could have been in loads of space if he got around Karjan, but couldn't settle that and move quick enough.
50-50, down in the corner, Kuig tries to get around Hale. Hale with a beautiful ball right on the sideline. Second ball comes to the Generals. Hilliard nicely played to Hale. Hale's going to send that right towards me.
How's your touch again?
This time, it would have been better if you hadn't taken it from me, Max.
I just wanted to make sure our equipment was all right, but
I had my redemption chance, and Antonini took it from me.
You could try again later, I'm sure.
Ward got to the first ball. Webster got to the second. Spencer Furman comes away with it, though. Great ball there. Egbe's in. Shot is wide, and he's going to want that back.
But wow, what an opportunity there for Egbe. Broad was out of the goal, nowhere in sight, a little bit more on target, and that would have been in the back of the net.
Yeah, dragged a bit too much for him, as we have the hero of yesterday, Teddy Libby, checking in, but as you can see, that shot just too much on it, dragged wide. And yeah, as I was saying, the hero of yesterday's match, Teddy Libby, has checked in around the same time as their goal yesterday, just 6 minutes into extra time.
Late challenge by Ramirez, got away with it. Tulla now. Drops the shoulder on Meyerhoff. Has acres of space. Bobby couldn't come in because of the yellow, but it's given away to Hilliard. Now coming the other way with Libby. He's going to stand it up wide. Can Karjan get on the end of it? Yes, he can. Karjan towards the byline. Out for a corner. And a lot of screaming. And the whistle blows.
Maybe Lewick caught him
Luig, I believe, is on a yellow, right?
I think that's true. Seemed to catch him. Might have been accidental, but
I think it was accidental.
Yeah, unfortunate there for Karjan. As it will be a corner now for the Tigers. Clock stopped at 4:20 left to go.
Hilliard to take. In swinger.
And you're correct, Luig is on a yellow.
In swinger flipped on, headed back and out. And a great chest. Colorado College bench screaming for a handball. No call.
Yeah, Pleasant's doing a good job just seeing that one out, trying to get his men up. But Karjan, late challenge.
Very late.
Yeah, a lot of bodies going to ground now. It's back and forth as now the sun on Battle has completely
Karjan got a warning there after that one. And now a conversation in jest here between Kuig and Karjan. You love to see that. Overtime of an NCAA game, still having fun.
Need to make sure, keep your composure though.
Late challenge there.
Did seem to get ball though.
He did get ball by Will Luig, and he had to.
Yeah, need to be smart there with any challenge you make.
Down the line there from Tulla.
Willie Hall also on a yellow, but can work with a nice Meg there. But
Here's
one back.
Bouvier, also on a yellow.
Seems to be a common theme here.
Ramirez gets through two.
Too many
Can't
bodies.
get through everybody. DePaula still running. Around another. Evan DePaula into the box. Shot is deflected, out of play, corner kick.
You mentioned moments of individual brilliance. That could have been the one, and he can't quite believe it. That could have been an absolute highlight play. Dribbling, dancing through defenders. Got a shot off as well, but deflected in the end. Out for a corner.
I mean, you can see him just dancing around, trying to get around those defenders, moving through, and there's the perfect chance. Ah, it just needs a little bit of luck there.
And now the corner.
On frame. Touched away. Out as far as the top of the box. Flicked back. Touched by Libby, and here come Colorado College.
Making
Tigers
counter.
Pushing the other way.
Ramirez against Hall. Sent it for Libby, but there was no run.
Ramirez frustrated with Libby. He thought he could have made that run, but Generals did a good job of tracking back.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that's the wrong choice from Ramirez. You have to run at Willie Hall. He's on a yellow. He's either going to have to commit and time it perfectly, you're going to get by him, or he's getting sent off.
Yeah, he probably has that in the back of his mind. Ramirez doing a good job just pushing the tempo, but Libby did not find, they weren't on the same page.
Hilliard. Great footwork. It's taken down. That's going to be a foul.
And that's Luig again, who is on a yellow.
They're screaming for a card here.
1:38 now on the clock. This first half has gone by quickly.
Mike Singleton upset about the fact that Colorado College is being very vocal with the referees.
Yeah, they think they want any advantage they can get, but free kick now in a dangerous position.
And if you're Colorado College, you're probably going to take your sweet time, hopefully make this the last real chance of this first overtime.
Yeah, they scored in the first half of extras yesterday. Could they do more of the same today? Colorado College fans getting loud.
Trying to set up the piece here.
Hit into the wall.
Disappointing free kick from Hilliard.
Really poor. Pleasant.
And now they can counter with numbers.
3v2. Bruner has left and right. Egbe on the left. Shot is over the bar.
Wow. What a shot by Egbe right there. A phenomenal boot. Just a little bit off the boat, but in all honesty, the best shot that we've seen all day.
I mean,
I don't know about
McCarty. Yeah, we saw some good. I mean, that would have been better on target, but really well done.
Great soccer here.
And Jasper Broad is making 0 attempts to get this play restarted.
But really well done there by Bruner, just carrying it, had numbers to work with. Egbe was the man you want to get that ball to, but try to cut inside, find the curler onto the upper 90.
10 seconds in the half. Tulla to the byline. Shot is saved by Broad.
Broad once again.
They're not going to get the corner off. that will be the end of first overtime. Jasper Broad stands on his head to keep this one scoreless.
Another 10 minutes, another exciting sequence of events. Could have seen multiple goals there, but still scoreless after 100 minutes of soccer.
I mean, you can see Broad just jumping over there and then trying to make that save. I mean, he's been phenomenal all day.
Really has, especially when his team needed him the most. When the numbers weren't there, Broad said, I'll take that all day.
Yeah, and I mean, you look at it, this is like, there's no time to rest and recover. There is literally 90 more seconds, and then they got to kick off again.
So I guess, should we stick with you?
We'll stick with you here. I mean, you got to think, the amount of chances we saw in that first overtime, you got to think that there will be a goal in the second.
Yeah. You can think it, but I'm not going to lie. From what I've been seeing from Jasper Broad against the Washington Lee Generals, I don't know. I really do not know what's going to happen in these next 10 minutes. I think one of the teams just has to capitalize on this momentum. Both of them have been playing phenomenal from the second half outwards. It's going to come down to teamwork. It's going to come down to the team that can work the best together. Maybe Colorado College has the advantage there. They've been in overtime before. There's no pressure on them in these situations. I mean, there's pressure on both of them in these situations.
But yeah, as you said, teamwork, communication, very essential. We saw that run there between Ramirez and Libby that didn't work out. And then a quick counter on the other side between Bruner and Agbe. That seemed to work out better for them. Could have resulted in a goal if only Agbe kept his shot down just a little bit. We might have been a completely different scoreline, but it still remains scoreless somehow. The Generals now up to 22 shots with 5 on target, and for the Tigers, only 8 and 3 on target. You'd think they'd want a bit more, but Generals, I think the momentum sits with them. And as your prediction, Riley, we are in overtime.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about that one right now.
But one goal is all it takes. Can't imagine there'll be anything else. But as we've said, as we referenced many times before, penalties are a very real possibility. And you'd think Colorado's favored there.
We're just going to go over, so we have it very clearly established who is on a card currently. For Washington and Lee, it is Mateo Adler, Alec Perez, and Will Leok. And for the Tigers, Curtis Hale is on a card, as well as
Bavier and Lingy.
And did I miss one?
I think that's 3 total for Colorado.
There says there's 7 cards being given out in this game.
Yeah, 3 for the Tigers, 4 for Washington Lee.
Who did I miss for Washington Lee?
I see Hall, Adler, Perez, and Lewick.
I missed Hall. Okay, yeah. So 7 on cards, 4 for Washington Lee, 3 for the Tigers.
Tigers bench getting loud here.
As are the fans. And I think it's important to note, yellow cards don't carry over into farther rounds of the tournament, as is the case in some professional levels. So these yellow cards don't have effect on them long term, but in this game, short term, I think that'll be definitely in the back of their minds.
McCarty gets set to kick off. We didn't see him at all in that first overtime.
Yeah, he took his time. Coach Singleton opting to rest him, as now these 10 minutes are the crucial ones, as that was a nice play from Hall through the legs.
Hale sends it up. Beautifully flicked on by Webster. Ramirez keeps it in play. Washington Lee wanted it out, and now it's coming back. Late call. Right call, but
Very
late call.
And important to note, we have 5 players on Washington Lee having played all 100 minutes, and same goes for the Tigers. So some warriors out there here on Bello.
Karshin looks to play a through ball. Ramirez tries to turn. Maradona against Willie Hall. Willie Hall not giving him an inch.
Ramirez doing a good job trying to spin away there, but Hall was stuck with him the whole time. Ramirez did seem to be in loads of space there, but nothing working for him there.
Here is Ramirez. Ball stood up. Almost found the head of a running
Ward, I think that was. Broad just needed to get his hands, got a quick grab to it, but almost could have been the opener.
Yeah, Will Joseph with a crucial intervention. Now Egbebe gonna go hound Hale. Couldn't get it cleanly.
Slide. That seemed clean.
And then a dangerous tackle, and that's gonna be card number 8 on the day, I believe.
We'll see what the referee decides to do.
If we can take a look at that one.
No card issued. But another challenge that went to ground.
Yes, here we'll take a look at the replay.
Yeah, it didn't seem like there was. Oh, there it is. That sliding tackle really picking him up there.
Kind of surprised he got away without a card.
Yeah, I mean, referee.
You don't know how much contact was on ball there. We didn't have a clear view of it. But definitely some dangerous stuff here.
Some slides all around. Saw the pressure on Curtis Hale. He had the assist to Libby yesterday. So maybe he can try to find more of the same.
That one under hit, looking for Bovier. Egbebe heads it down here to Pleasance. Headed back away there by Burr. Bovier. Adler gets around him. Bovier pulled the leg back. And you can see the yellow cards having an effect there.
Yeah, Bovier, I think, definitely would have wanted to make some sort of touch on that, but smart move there. Do not leave any trailing legs. That could completely change the dynamic of this game. And even if you're thinking about penalties and you're on that starting 5 sheet, definitely don't want to have to change that.
I'll tell you who's thinking about penalties, and that's the Colorado College coaching staff and Scott Poguta, because he is currently having his entire team warm up.
Oh yeah, definitely don't want to come onto the pitch with cold legs. We've seen that at many high levels, that sometimes players come on to take penalties and they're underprepared as they haven't been on the pitch, so smart move there.
Ward still with it. A lot of contact, ball pops free.
Challenge.
Man, this game is being played at 100 miles an hour right now.
Everyone making such an effort to win
it. Still running with it.
Goes to
down,
ground.
pretty clean. Webster gets it back though.
I mean, you know how 50-50 PKs can be. Every team just wants to utilize an opportunity here to score a goal and end it right here.
Yeah, 2K lost the shin guard there, so everyone's flying at it. Everyone's making an effort.
Meyerhoff to Ramirez. Forced back to Burr. Egbebe gonna press him. That ball just drifted out of play. It'll be a throw for the Generals. Ramirez with space. Gets around wall. A lot of contact behind the play.
Webster
still going. Into the box. Ramirez shot over the bar.
What a gap that Ramirez found there. Way too high there on the shot. A great opportunity there for the Tigers.
Incredible run there from Ramirez. I didn't think he had the numbers for it, but he kept on going. Webster was tripped in the follow-up, but as you can see, the run from Ramirez, he was going, but couldn't wrap his foot around it to get it on target. But that's more of what you want if you're the Tigers. And good chances there as we head to 5 minutes now, the second half of extras.
Ward fighting for it in the midfield. Comes away with it, and a foul behind the ball. Whoa. Wow. And yeah, thank you. I was about to question the call.
Referee understanding he
pointed the wrong way.
Maybe he's feeling the effects of the cold.
Colorado College bench was about ready to mug him.
I think that was, kind of a shock as Ward was the one on the ground, but play continues.
Hale. Between the lines. Webster. A lot of contact. That's going to be a foul and a free kick.
That's PJ Ryan there on the foul. Just kind of hugged Ward and brought him to ground. I mean, smart foul, I guess, if you didn't want to see that man run away with it, but
I'm not quite sure that hug was as friendly as the one you give your parents on Thanksgiving.
Yeah. It's maybe he was thinking about the break a bit too early, as now the Tigers have a free kick in a dangerous position. We've seen a lot of set pieces on this side of the pitch that have caused havoc in the box, but we'll see how this one turns out.
Can't see who's going to take it. It's a left footer.
Yeah, it will be left footage. Cross shot, who knows? The wind could have a big factor here.
Stood up towards the back post. He's going to pop free again. Hilliard to the byline.
Deflected.
Corner
but here's
kick.
The corner.
Yeah, another set piece. Now on the near side.
as everyone seems to be blowing away in the wind.
Yeah, the wind is never held up. Keeps on going. 3:30 now until penalties. Can something happen?
Especially with these corners, wind is an important role. Does have an important
Towards
role.
the back post. And out of play. Goal kick.
That one seemed to be floating forever.
DePaula and Tula going to come back in for the Generals. Out will be Pleasance and 2K.
I really liked what I've seen from Pleasant so far. Did a good job of handling all the pressure, creating chances, drawing fouls. But DePaula also had a great run earlier in this one. So still quite so many options on the pitch. Just none of them have been able to find the back of the net. So much talent.
Bobby gets tripped up. And that's a foul on DePaula, who is very upset and very much willing to let the referee know about it.
The clock keeps on going, so they have to get moving. Now clock should have been stopped.
And it is now at 2:30. And the Washington Elite faithful not happy with that.
Yeah,
that is not a discretionary matter.
Maybe Bobby was already going to ground, but
it was interesting. They didn't get upset with the foul call. They got upset with the clock stopping.
That's the rules of the game. As now Tigers really sending up numbers. Trying to use that height advantage, as you mentioned.
Yeah, Hilliard hits one in. Runners in there, just too high for Hale.
And Hale is the guy you want. Standing at 6'3" would have been perfect, but even that was a bit too high for him.
And Colorado College has some tall players out there, and they're really trying to use that to their advantage. With 2 minutes left, you want to take every chance that you have.
Yeah, they're banging the bench. They're trying to rally their troops, but now the Generals can move.
And now Bruner can go. Gonna send Adler down the channel. Adler gets around Meyerhoff, whips the ball across. Corner kick for the Generals. Less than 2 to go.
As you said, back-to-back stuff. Set piece on one end leads to a set piece on the other. And now I guess they seem to be taking their time as well. They want this to be the final play of this Elite 8 matchup.
Grant McCarty has Adler short. Whips it in near post, headed away.
Oh, Broad has gone to ground, but he seems to be all right.
Adler gets tripped up, and a free kick. Clock not stopped right now.
1:19, clock keeps ticking away.
Yeah.
McCarty standing over it.
General's more than happy with that. If the clock keeps ticking, they can probably make this the last chance of the day.
And what a chance it would be. It's not a rare, you see buzzer beaters in soccer, but this could very well be one.
McCarty and Adler, same two as the corner. McCarty, in swinger, headed away, not out. Adler's shot is out of play.
And I don't think the Tigers got a touch on that, so that's going to be a goal kick there.
Clock is stopped here. Referee blew for the whistle for the clock to stop.
44 seconds before a penalty shootout.
We saw one earlier in the round of 32 here on Bello, which ended in round of 64. That was Rochester against Johnson and Wales University, which ended up in favor of Rochester, but this would be quite the occasion for Elite 8 penalty shootout. 20
seconds. Throw in for Colorado College with 15. This will be the last chance. Hilliard has a shot. That'll be caught there by Will Joseph. He's going to try and send something up. Adler with 5. There is just not enough time. 110 minutes goes by. No goals on the board. We're going to a shootout.
Can't quite believe it. After all those chances, after numerous shots, it still remains scoreless. None of our predictions turning out.
Excuse me, I predicted a shootout.
The score line, I mean. I was expecting a 1-0, but Riley, I guess you do have the advantage there. As 24 shots for Washington lead, 9 for Colorado College, but none of them finding the back of the net.
I mean, what a great even game here, but all of that gets wiped away when we go here to this penalty shootout. You talk about experience level. Between these two teams, there is a big experience level difference when it comes to penalty shootouts.
Yeah, and these penalties, they're nervy, especially at these stakes.
Well, we'll tell you all about it, but right now we're going to take a short break. When we come back, it'll be penalties live from Bello to decide a spot in the Final Four. Welcome back here to Bello Field. We are ready for the shootout. I'm Riley Daniel, alongside me, Max Antini, Felix Bhattacharya, and here we go.
Well, what a thrill here. We've got Washington and Lee starting off.
It'll be Evan DePaula to take the first shot here for the Generals.
Did not take one during the regular season, or he did, excuse me. 1-1 on the season. First penalty kick of the shootout.
DePaula against Jasper Broad, who stood on his head during regulation. Two-step run up. Saved by Jasper Broad!
And Braun, they're coming back in clutch for Colorado College. I mean, he's been phenomenal all day and starting off strong in the penalty shootout here.
Man of the match all game long, and now man of the match in the penalties. What a way to begin. This game continues to deliver.
I mean, what an advantage you get there.
Could take the early lead now, Colorado.
Charlie Wagner, the senior center back, stepping up to take it. Joseph answers!
This game cannot get any crazier. Still 0-0. I can't believe it. This ball does not want to get in the net.
I mean, talk about the goalkeepers here. They are really the stars of the show when it comes to a penalty shootout. Both of them with amazing saves right there.
Yeah, Willie Hall will take the next one for the General.
Joseph All-Conference. Broad, absolutely stellar performance so far. And still scoreless. Second round of penalties now.
Willie Hall, the left-footed left back. Broad got a tip, but it went in.
Yeah, I mean, Broad made the right decision there. He went in the right direction, went with his instincts, but hit the back of the net, and now Washington and Lee is in the lead.
Yeah, tough one there. Good hands from Broad, but now all to play for Hilliard. Hilliard 1-1 on the season in penalties.
I mean, the pressure of putting on a freshman right here.
But this is the most meaningful in his career, in his short career.
Big time moment. Hilliard delivers.
Cool as you like. The bottom corner slotted away. That will feel good.
I mean, the fact that they get 3 more years of this guy is absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, he's been stellar all match. And what a way to deliver in the penalties as well. You mentioned a first year in Hilliard, first year in Tulloch now for the Generals.
Yeah, Dimitri Tulloch's been good all day. Can he give his team the lead here in the third round of the shootout? Broad gets the wrong way.
Sends in the wrong way. You could hear some of the fans trying to give their guesses of where Tulloch was going. Heard some left, heard some right. It was left in the end for Tulloch. And 2-1 now for the Generals. Third round. All the pressure resting on the shoulders of Hale, the captain from Richmond.
Hale steps up. Cool as you like.
Easy, right there on the money.
Sent the keeper the wrong way again. After the first round, I thought the ball was never going to go in, but now 2 successive rounds of made penalties.
Up steps Lucas Pleasance. Did not get much run at all yesterday, but had a huge role today in the midfield.
He's 1-on-1 on the season as well, so he has a good record, but again, nothing quite like this.
Pleasance gets it down the middle.
Right down the middle, no nonsense. Quite some power on that one. And now
Meyerhoff
3-2 in favor of the Generals.
Will step up.
Meyerhoff played all 110 minutes of this one. He might be tired. He might be feeling the pressure, but all it takes is one kick.
Meyerhoff, right foot. Puts it in the corner.
Beautiful penalty right there. Into the corner. Celebrates big time because of that one.
Yeah, there was no question who's taking penalty 5 for the Generals, right?
Yeah, I mean, Agbe has been all over the pitch today with 7 shots. He's been the star man all season long. But interesting to note, 0 for 1 on this season on penalties. So we'll see if he can deliver the 5th and crucial penalty now.
It is do or die time now. Sudden death has officially begun here on Bello. Gets it in the corner.
As he's done all season, delivers for his team. That's the 5th penalty. And now, 5th penalty for the Tigers. It's Alex Ward. He's been their star man. He's their senior. 3 for 4 on penalties on the season. He's experienced.
Alex Ward to keep the Cinderella story going. Scores!
Joseph rooted to the spot. Nothing he could do. Ward, that's why he's the captain. That's why he's been their main man. Both captains of both teams delivering now. 6th round of penalties.
So
From one cap
die or nothing. It's that kind of time now.
Yeah, from one captain to another, and PJ Ryan stepping up here for the Generals.
Now you're entering territory where players might not have taken penalties before.
Ryan down the middle. Fastball strike.
There's strike out. I don't know. We're going into all sorts of analogies, but PJ Ryan, no nonsense. That's that classic defender boot down the middle. From one defender to another, it's another player that's played almost all minutes of this one. It's Rex Karjan.
Rex Karjan, the weight falls on his shoulders. The sophomore from Seattle trying to keep the season alive. Joseph looking for the save that would send Washington Lee to Salem. And he gets it! The Generals back on top. They're headed back to Salem.
It's a Final Four, their second Final Four in 3 years for the Generals. They're moving on. What a way to do it.
The Cinderella story is over. The Washington and Lee Generals played phenomenal all day. The Colorado College Tigers standing strong. Amazing efforts by both teams. I mean, both very much so deserve to be in the Elite Eight. Both probably deserve to be in the Final Four. But now it's the Generals going to face off against Amherst.
As we look over that penalty, the deciding penalty, Will Joseph standing tall, saw it, focused, locked in. And for Rex Karjan, it's tough, but well done there by Will Joseph. Saw that one, very level height for him, easy enough save. But what a way to do it. Everyone needs a deep breath, but for the Generals, they'll be partying all night, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's a phenomenal performance from the Generals when they needed it most. Felix, you mentioned it time and time again, experience. When it came down to it, when it came down to the moment, that was just pure experience, pure ability to deal with the pressure. The Generals delivered.
Such a way to do it. I think Washington Lee may be better on the day. They definitely turned up in the second half, so they'll be happy with their performance. And for Colorado College, have to give them so much credit, having traveled all around the country pretty much for these NCAA matchups. But it's a heartbreaker for them to do it on penalties.
You can't reiterate it enough. This team is so young. They have so much depth. They've come this far when nobody thought they could. I would not be surprised to see them back in this situation in the next few years.
I'm guessing we'll see them here, if not in the Final Four, in a year or two. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll wrap things up from Bello and show you the ceremony. Stay tuned. Welcome back here post-game on Bellow Field. A phenomenal shootout victory for the Washington Lee Generals. I mean, guys, your closing thoughts here.
Well, it was a long, very, very long, what is it, close to 4 hours now that we've been out here?
Quite the journey.
We started out in that first half, really a 50-50 game. That second half, both sides came out punching. Then again, as I mentioned at the start, it really came down to experience in that penalty shootout. And it's really a shame for the Colorado College Tigers that they go out in this way. I mean, they really deserved a win here. Both teams deserved a win, but you have to have a winner at the end of the day.
Only one could come out on top, and the Generals really did establish themselves in the later stages of this match. Could have had many, many goals if it weren't for Jasper Broad.
Right.
Stood up in a big way, but quite exciting for them. For the Generals, they're heading to the Final Four to take on Amherst, the reigning NESCAC champions. And on the other side of the bracket is Washington College versus St. Olaf. So very exciting NCAA soccer that has just occurred, and more to look forward to in the future. But for us, this is it.
I mean, it's been a great, great season. We're thankful every day for the privilege to be out here on Bellow Field, getting to call these games. Could not ask for a better crew to have the opportunity to do something like this with. Before we sign off, we'd just like to remind y'all we'll be back here on JumboCast on Tuesday from Cousins Gymnasium. Women's basketball, fittingly, will take on Colorado College right before Thanksgiving. For all of us here at JumboCast, I'd just like to take a moment to thank the members of our crew, Sophia Kahn and Gabe Gonzalez on the cameras.
Work. Great job.
Andrew Howe directing in what might be his final time out here on Bellow Field, he hopes.
We're freezing.
And for the other members of my crew, Felix Bhattacharya and Max Antonini, I've been Riley Daniel. You've been watching JumboCast, and as always, stay home safely.
So hypnotic, magical. Don't